And good evening to you. Welcome to high school football action on Central Illinois Sports, live from Olympia High School, the Stanford Olympia school system, where the 1-0 Stanford Olympia Spartans are playing host to the 0-1 Pittsfield Saukees. Good evening to you. I'm Charlie Hill. John Ho's alongside, along with Justin Poore this evening. This is the Great Rivers Bank pregame show on Central Illinois Sports. Stanford Olympia coming off of a 60-6 win in their first ever Sangamo game last week against Riverton. The Saukees coming off of a 40-0 loss to Athens at home last week, looking for their first score and first win of the season. We'll talk more about the matchup on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show after this.
Wish you had extra cash for a vacation, a boat, a new car, projects around the house? Free up more cash for the things you want by taking advantage of low interest rates. Refinance your home with Great Rivers Bank and keep more of your money by lowering your monthly payment. Start the process online at greatriversbank.bank and work with one of our experienced loan officers to get the lowest rate possible. Great Rivers Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Did you know that Prairie Land FS doesn't just sell seed? They treat it and box it right here at one of their local facilities, then deliver it to your farm or fields. Growers trust Prairie Land FS to deliver top-performing crop protection products that promise the best performance before, during, and after the growing season. Prairie Land FS, your leading supplier of choice.
Hi, I'm Tammy Brewer. My husband and I are the owner and operators of Nucci's Bar and Restaurant. At Nucci's, we feature salmon, steaks, burgers, sandwiches, all Italian specialties made from our own recipes. You are guaranteed a high-quality, delicious meal every time you visit. People come from all over to dine in. We have live music on the weekends, which adds to the relaxing environment here. You can check out our Facebook page for our entertainment schedule. We recently opened a second business, Brewed Coffee House and Eatery. There we offer handcrafted beverages like lattes and macchiatos and cappuccinos. And we also specialize in paninis and salads and subs. And we even have ice cream. We're excited to provide another restaurant that serves the needs of our community. Come on down. We look forward to serving you.
Back with you on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show with locations in Pittsfield, Berry, Liberty, and now Hannibal, Missouri. Great Rivers Bank is here to help you with all of your lending and personal banking needs. Their friendly service and dedicated loan officers can help you through buying a home, opening a business, or making just a deposit. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. The Pittsfield Saukees, the Olympia Spartans here tonight. Pittsfield lost to Athens last week, 40-0, a game that was 22-0 at half, and the Saukees just couldn't ever get traction on the offensive side, and Athens just does what they do. They've reloaded once again this year and rolled over the Saukees 40-0 in that opening week contest. This Olympia Spartan squad, new to the Sangamo Conference, well, they started off with a bang, a 60-6 win over Riverton last week on the road, and so they're having their home opener here tonight in front of what looks to be a good crowd. Other results from last week: Maroa Forsyth beat Pleasant Plains by a score of 61-12. Williamsville was a 45-8 winner over Porta, and Auburn beat New Berlin 42-21. This week in Sangamo Conference action, Athens is home against Pleasant Plains. Auburn is on the road at Maroa in the Battle of the Trojans. New Berlin plays host to Petersburg Porta. And, of course, Pittsfield and Olympia head-to-head here. Riverton is at Williamsville this week, looking for their first win of the season, and a tough task there, as Williamsville and Aaron Coons very, very good once again this season. That's a look at what's going on around the Sangamo Conference. We are about 21 minutes away from kickoff of this contest between the Saukees and the Olympia Spartans. We'll pause for a break on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Glad you're with us this evening on Central Illinois Sports.
The caring and experienced professionals at Hamilton Funeral Homes are here to support you through this difficult time. We offer a range of personalized services to suit your family's wishes and requirements. You can count on us to help you plan a personal, lasting tribute to your loved one, and we'll carefully guide you through the many decisions that must be made during this challenging time. You're welcome to call us at any time of the day, any day of the week. Visit our funeral home in person or on the web at hamiltonfuneralhome.com. Call 217-593-6517. Camp Point Central Sports are proud to have Dear Western Grain as a sponsor of this broadcast. Dear Western Grain, there for you for all your grain and feed needs. Why don't you give them a call and check out all the locations of Dear Western Grain? With locations in Golden, Paloma, Mount Sterling, Clayton, La Prairie, Liberty, Industry, Carthage, and Blandonsville. For more information, call Dear Western Grain Services 696-4461. That's 696-4461, or on the web at dearwesterngrain.com.
Illini Community Hospital is committed to providing high-quality specialty care close to home. We are pleased to welcome Dr. William Severino, urologist, and Dr. Mark Mount, ear, nose, and throat physician, to the consulting physician clinic team at the Castile Center. Specialty care is also provided for orthopedics, cardiology, podiatry, obstetrics, oncology, and more. Learn more by visiting IlliniHospital.org or call 217-285-2113, extension 3950 to schedule an appointment.
Call Best Systems Builders for all your insulation needs. We are a full-service insulation contractor offering both open and closed cell spray foam, blown cellulose, and fiberglass installation. Best Systems has 2 BPI certified professionals ready to inspect your home or business today. You may qualify for incentives through the American Act on Energy program. Call Scott or Michael at 217-285-6005 for your free estimate, or visit us online at gobestsystems.com and start saving money on your energy bill today.
Back with you on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show on Central Illinois Sports. Pittsfield and Olympia this evening in the Sangamo Conference matchup. Let's meet the Olympia Spartans. They have been playing football now. This is their 50th season of action. Eric Lyons is their head coach. He's been the head coach since the 2018-2019 season, and Olympia's best run during that stretch was actually the shortened COVID year when they were 4-2. Otherwise, they've been 1-8, 1-8, 3-6, 3-6, and 2-7 most recently. The last time the Spartans made the playoffs was the 2014-2015 season, when they were 6-3 in the regular season and bowed out in the first round of the playoffs. Outside of that, 4 playoff appearances in addition to that one in school history, 5 total. So a program that has had a tough go of it as far as the postseason goes, but one that's looking to get comfortable in this Sangamo Conference. A little deceptive when you take a look at a 2-7 record last season, John, for this Olympia Spartan squad. When you take a look at the fact that they were playing Tolona Unity, who played for a state championship, St. Joe Ogden, who's always a postseason contender, and Bloomington Central Catholic, who is always very, very good, along with a host of other teams. It's a pretty tough row to hoe. Kind of reminds you of the Sangamo Conference.
Yeah, it certainly does. We were talking to the gentleman who I believe was their athletic director before the game, and he was saying that same thing. He said the difference in conferences may be that if you get an injury, you might be okay still in their previous conference. And he said, the Sangamo really, he felt like, if you lose very many starters, you're really making it even harder on yourself than you already have.
Don't adjust your television set. The sun's going to be coming right into your living room here in just a bit as the press box here faces to the west, and we will hopefully be able to decipher the players on the field as it continues to set on this beautiful evening for high school football. It's the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. We'll pause for a break here. We'll have an interview with Pittsfield Saukees head coach Zach Ferguson. That comes your way next on Central Illinois Sports.
Williams Auto Sales, 439 North 3rd in Quincy is your headquarters for quality used vehicles. Shop their 439 North 3rd location Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and Saturdays 9 to 2. Check out their inventory of WilliamsAutoSalesQuincy.com or call Tony the Truck Guy at 217-223-3325. Williams Auto Sales, 439 North 3rd in Quincy, wishing the Panthers the best of luck this year. Give them a call at 217-223-3325. Williams Auto Sales.
Shelley Brennicky is a candidate for Pike County Clerk. Shelley is a lifelong resident of Pike County. A 1989 graduate of Pittsfield High School, Shelley earned her Bachelor's of Arts in English from Culver Stockton College and her Master's from Grand Canyon University. Her husband, Dan Brennicky, also a lifelong resident of Pike County, served as a Pike County Sheriff's Deputy for 17 years before being appointed as the current Pike County Jail Administrator. Together, they raised their son, Dusty, who is now the bailiff at the Pike County Courthouse. Shelley has been a high school English teacher at Winchester High School since 1998. Stemming from farming folk, she understands hard work and perseverance. Shelley's desire to serve the community in the Pike County Clerk's position is fueled by her service-minded attitude, diligence, conscientiousness, and dedication. She believes Pike County deserves the best in their elected officials, and that best can only come from a servant heart. She would appreciate your vote on Election Day, November 8th. Follow her on Facebook at Shelley Brennicky for Pike County Clerk. Paid for by Shelley Brennicky for Pike County Clerk.
Abney Home Improvement is a family-owned company with Christian values. We have a passion for helping our customers find the best products at a great price. We understand making a large purchase of windows and doors for your home is a big investment. Our mission is to be completely upfront with you. We have built our business on trust and reputation. We depend on our customers to refer us to friends and family for their home improvement needs. Call 573-221-0886. We finish what we start with quality for you. Abney Home Improvement's 100% satisfaction is what we build our business on.
Back on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show with Saki and Coach Zach Ferguson. Coach, coming off the loss last week, looking to get some traction this week. You meet the new conference opponent in Stanford Olympia. You got a chance to see them in person last week. What'd you think?
They're a solid team. They're very similar to what we just faced against Athens. So we made some adjustments this week on correcting some mistakes we had against Athens. But they're kind of an old school team with their offense, and they run it pretty well. And we're gonna have to go over there and play well.
You and I talked about they were a 2-7 team last year, but it's a team that returned some experience, and they were playing some very good opponents.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to be a cakewalk. I mean, you don't put 60 on somebody and not have talent and not be competitive. So we're looking, to get better from what we played last week, where it's a lot of first-time starts for our sophomore guys. And making some mistakes that we shouldn't have made, and we had a good week of practice this week to prepare for this.
I'd say the biggest thing for those guys, they're capable players, they know the game, but man, that speed of the game, it's hard to replicate.
Yeah, and that's what they figured out last week is when you're playing a team, plus when you're playing a number 3 team at the time in 1A, I mean you're looking at a very big speed difference. But I thought our kids responded very well this week to that. I thought they played hard last week. When you look at as far as it was a competitive game as far as it wasn't easy scores, they had to earn it, but it was also we didn't do enough on offense to even it out a little bit. So this week we're looking for more offensive production big time on that.
You're a little healthier this week, too. You had Weston McAllister was out, who's going to start in your defensive backfield. And Laney Elliott, a few people knew, but he was a little banged up as well.
Right. Yeah, Lane had a toe issue, so that really limited his ability. Defensively, he could do more than he could offensively because, he just couldn't push off the outside of that foot to make his cut. So he feels a lot better. That allows us to get our 2-back rotation going more thoroughly and keeping those guys fresh, and I think he's going to feel a lot more comfortable on his cuts.
I know we've talked a lot about the numbers, but what kind of an advantage does that give you? And not only do you have numbers, but your kids, you feel pretty comfortable in your 2 deep putting kids into different places.
Yeah, I mean, we have the luxury of having really good numbers on both the varsity and freshman and JV levels where we're 2 deep. I mean, right now we just have a lot of sophomores starting, and which is good. It's a good thing to have because down the road they're going to, this year they're going to get better every week, and we got some good senior class and some junior fillers to fill that in. But when you look at up front, we are mainly sophomores besides 1 junior and possibly a senior. So it's nice to be able to have some substitutions where we're not losing much, and even though they're young for varsity as far as being sophomores, this is only going to help us in the future.
You do have 1 injury. Daxton Nutter, who started at center last week, looks like he's going to be out tonight. You have a couple different guys. Looks like Ethan Thompson going to be the first guy to get a chance.
Right, yeah. Dax got a little banged up. He's going to dress, but we're not going to play him. Ethan Thompson's going to get a chance, to solidify his spot, and Tucker Cook, who's going to play right guard for us tonight, he may have to jump in there too because they have a good nose tackle. So, someone's going to take a spot, and someone's going to, do if either both of them do their jobs, we'll be just fine.
One of the things when you have a younger team, you have to work on a lot of things. And I mean, some things have to take a little bit of a back burner. It looked like special teams. You have some kids in that, and that's some of those positions that can really be playmakers. You want them to play a little more reckless than they did last week,
right? And with any type of youth, sometimes you get where it doesn't matter how much you rep it during the week as far as who's on special teams, who does what. When they get in that game, it's kind of sometimes it's a lot for them. I mean, they're going out there and it's a big time situation, and sometimes they get confused and they, lose track and stuff like that. So, we talked about this week of just, being aggressive on our special teams, knowing which ones you're on, and trusting yourself when we call whatever we call on special teams.
I think that's probably the biggest thing when it comes to having younger guys playing. You want them to be aggressive. You're going to make a mistake doing it being aggressive.
Right, that's what we talk about all the time is, we'll never get upset at you for being aggressive and make a mistake. That's part of the coaching part that we have to do, where we have to coach you up on that. Whereas, if you're hesitant because you're worried you're going to make a mistake, that leads to bigger issues than just making one mistake. That turns into, an injury, or turns into a big play or something like that, where aggression solves a lot of problems even if you do make a mistake.
You returned most of your coaching staff from last year. How much does that continuity really help in year two?
It's helped because, even our kids understand, our kids and coaches, and I say that too, our coaches understand kind of how the philosophy that I have, being, different than Coach Petty, coming from, leaving and coming back. I learned some things down there that really is kind of different than here, and it's nice to have the coaches who have been around it for year two, because then when they're teaching it to the kids, it's easier for them to understand, and they can explain the reasons why we do things the way we do. So, and bringing in a new coach like Coach Eifert, who he's done a really good job, and he's fit right into the staff. So we're just kind of looking to keep building on that.
One last thing, Javen Petty got his first start at quarterback last week. You're not looking to have Javen throw for 400 yards a game, but he's a kid who could definitely throw for a couple hundred yards.
No, he had I think, again, last week with kind of the way the injury situation was and kind of how things went through the fall and the summer, Javen earned that spot. Weston obviously is available anytime we need him now. Javen is a kid who can throw the ball really well. I think he got in that situation and he made some good throws, and we just think, either they made a good pass breakup or we just didn't catch a ball on, things like that. But, I'm looking for tonight Javen to be a lot more comfortable than he was, his first varsity game.
That's Saki head coach Zach Ferguson. A break here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Starting lineups next.
Seed selection is one of the important decisions required to achieve yield goals. Logan AgriService represents top seed lines in the industry like Lewis Hybrids, Stein Seed, and AgriGold, and focuses on products developed to meet or exceed our customers' expectations. Sit down with one of our experienced local seed experts who will work with you to help select top-producing corn hybrids and soybean varieties tailored for your specific soils and fertility levels. Or visit us online at loganag.com. Logan AgriService, serving agriculture since 1962.
When choosing internet and Wi-Fi service to meet your family's education needs, it pays to do your homework. You'll learn that Cascom, with fast, reliable speeds up to 1 gig, powered by whole home adaptive Wi-Fi, is the right choice. School has changed, and so should your internet. Contact Cascom and upgrade to the internet speed and whole home Wi-Fi your family needs.
Back with you on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. The sun is still shining, if you're wondering. Right into the camera lens here, and as it sets behind the trees, it'll be a little easier for you to see. Until then, enjoy this semi-radio broadcast. Our starting lineups tonight brought to you by Trucks LLC. For all of your diesel repair needs, call Trucks. Trucks is currently operating with mobile service units only at this time, as their new building is being constructed in the industrial park in Pittsfield. Trucks looks forward to helping the local communities with all their diesel needs. Call Trucks 217-922-0044. Make sure to check out Trucks on Facebook. Well, let's meet the starting lineup for the Pittsfield Saukees. The Saukees are 0-1 on the season under head coach Zach Ferguson, and they'll start the following up front. At the center is Ethan Thompson. He's a 5'11 and 165-pound senior. At the left guard, Cordell McKee, the 6', 210-pound sophomore. And Tracer Mallins, the left tackle. He's 6'1", 210 pounds, and a junior. At the right guard for the Saukees is the 5'8", 185-pound sophomore Tucker Cook. And at the right tackle, it's Jaron White, the 6', 225-pound sophomore. At the wideout spots this evening, Eli Leonard, the 5'9", 170-pound senior. Connor Allen, the 6'2", 185-pound junior. Justin Pinnock, the 6'1", 140-pound junior, and Jeremiah Jackson, the 5'11", 150-pound senior. At the running back spot to start the night tonight will be Lane Yelly at the 5'10", 180-pound senior. You'll also see Jason McKee in the backfield. this evening. And the starting quarterback for the Saukees is the 5'10", 150-pound junior in Javen Petty. Starting lineups also brought to you in part by Illini Express, here to serve you with walk-in medical care when you need it. Open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. every Monday through Saturday. Illini Express sees patients ages 18 months and older with no appointments necessary. Learn more about the services offered at Illini Express by visiting IlliniHospital.org. Well, they're getting ready to introduce the starters here at Olympia High School. We'll pause for our final break on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. The Saukees did win the coin toss, so they will start the night with the ball in their hands. We'll have kickoff next on Central Illinois Sports.
Williams Auto Sales, 439 North 3rd in Quincy is your headquarters for quality used vehicles. Shop their 439 North 3rd location Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and Saturdays 9 to 2. Check out their inventory of WilliamsAutoSalesQuincy.com or call Tony the Truck Guy at 217-223-3325. Williams Auto Sales, 439 North 3rd in Quincy, wishing the Panthers the best of luck this year. Give them a call at 217-223-3325. Williams Auto Sales.
Shelley Brennicky is a candidate for Pike County Clerk. Shelley is a lifelong resident of Pike County. A 1989 graduate of Pittsfield High School, Shelley earned her Bachelor's of Arts in English from Culver Stockton College and her Master's from Grand Canyon University. Her husband, Dan Brennicky, also a lifelong resident of Pike County, served as a Pike County Sheriff's Deputy for 17 years before being appointed as the current Pike County Jail Administrator. Together they raised their son, Dusty, who is now the bailiff at the Pike County Courthouse. Shelley has been a high school English teacher at Winchester High School since 1998. Stemming from farming folk, she understands hard work and perseverance. Shelley's desire to serve the community in the Pike County Clerk's position is fueled by her service-minded attitude, diligence, conscientiousness, and dedication. She believes Pike County deserves the best in their elected officials, and that best can only come from a servant heart. She would appreciate your vote on Election Day, November 8th. Follow her on Facebook at Shelley Brennicky for Pike County Clerk. Paid for by Shelley Brennicky for Pike County Clerk.
Abney Home Improvement is a family-owned company with Christian values. We have a passion for helping our customers find the best products at a great price. We understand making a large purchase of windows and doors for your home is a big investment. Our mission is to be completely upfront with you. We have built our business on trust and reputation. We depend on our customers to refer us to friends and family for their home improvement needs. Call 573-221-0886. We finish what we start with quality for you. Abney Home Improvements, 100% satisfaction is what we build our business on.
Welcome back. Great Rivers Bank with locations in Pittsfield, Liberty, Berry, and Hannibal. Here to serve all of your banking needs. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Learn more about their services at greatriversbank.bank. Olympia getting ready to take the field here. The marching band doesn't appear like they're going to refuse to yield at this point. So we will have football here this evening. The Saukees are in the visiting white uniforms, gray pants, red numbers, black trim. And Olympia is wearing, I think they were baby blue. I can't tell because I'm blinded by the light. John, I don't know how many references to the songs we can have here, but
and they're also in the little blow-up tunnel.
They are at this point. They do have a good student section out on the field welcoming the Spartans to the field, and here they come in their baby blues with the white pants, white numbering, and dark blue trim. They were winners last week over Riverton. 60-6 was the final there last Friday night. Saki coaching staff was able to see that one live in person, and so getting a good look at this Spartan squad to see what they have to go up against here this evening. Kickoff tonight brought to you by Bowler's Universe. Bowler's Universe open Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Fridays until midnight, Saturdays 4 to midnight. They offer many menu items from burgers and fries to specialty pizzas. Try one of many craft beers as well. Come out and enjoy the fun at Bowler's Universe in Pittsfield. Pittsfield won the toss. They chose to take the ball, so they'll start the ball in their possession this evening. A spot that we talked about last week and also with Coach Ferguson in the pregame interview, a spot the Saukees have to be better is on this special teams unit. Got to have good field position.
Get a good return, so you start with good field position so it's easier for the offense. And if you don't move the ball down the field, then you want to have a good punt so you make the other team with difficult field position.
I don't know if you ever remember when you were little and your teacher said, don't stare in the sun. Well, we have no choice right now but to stare into the sun, and we will do that just for you. And George Martin is ready to kick this one off, the 140-pound senior, 6'1". He's the kicker for this Spartan outfit. And Matthew Edwards is back deep for the Saukees, along with Lane Foster. That was me. Can you turn that back down there, fella? Thank you. And also back there, it looks like Pinnock. Pours on the other side, it appears. So some good speed back there for the Saukees, trying to return the kickoff from Olympia. Martin has the ball teed up. He's ready to go. All we need is the whistle from the official. There it is. He looks to his right, points, looks to his left, points. He says, let's go. And he kicks this one high, not extremely deep. It's going to be taken by the Saki man at around the 15-yard line across the 20. On his feet, this is McKelvey Moore. Moore breaks the tackle, scampers forward out to the 35-yard line, and that's where the Saukees will start. 1st and 10 from their own 35 with 11:55 to play in the opening quarter. Here comes Javen Petty and the Saki offense, who struggled last week to move the football consistently. They'll look for more consistency here this evening against a pretty good-sized defensive line for Olympia that features the 6'6", 300-pound senior, Blaine Halley. Petty starts the night in the gun. 2 receivers to his left, 2 to the right-hand side. Long cadence here. Looks to the sideline now for the play call from Zach Ferguson. Play clock ticking down. Still plenty of time there. 25 ticks on the play clock. Everybody looks at their wrist for the call here. Man, the line's been in a stance for a long time. Takes some discipline. They'll turn and hand the ball off. This is to the first back through. Running on the left-hand side is McKee. McKee will take it up across the, or is that Yelliot? Let's see. It is Lane Yelliot. Yelliot takes it up to the 37-yard line. A gain of 2 on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 8.
Yelliot with a hard run there for a couple of yards.
So 2nd and 8 for the Saukees. Ball now up to the 37-yard line.
2nd down.
Not much there on the left side, trying to get behind the guard tackle combination of White and McKee, a couple sophomores. Petty again in the gun. Clock ticking down here in the first. He's back to pass for the first time today. Has time in the pocket. Throws to his right, and it is incomplete. In and out of the hands of the intended receiver there, which was Elijah Leonard. That'll stop the clock with 11:11 to play in the first and bring up a 3rd down and 8.
Leonard had a defender right on his back. Made it a little harder catch, but definitely a catchable ball. Ball right on where he wanted it.
Petty had time in the pocket, though, and that's a positive sign for the Saukees on the offensive front. Now a 3rd and 8 on the first set of the night. He goes back to pass again, looking for the little swing pass out of the backfield. Has Yelliot looking for running room. Gets a block on the right side, but it's going to be called back. He's going to get a big gain, 40, 35-yard line, but it's all coming back due to an illegal block back at the 31-yard line.
Also a man down injured for the Spartans.
Yep, we are going to see an illegal block back at the 41 instead of a huge play. It's going to be called back due to a penalty.
So instead of 3rd and 8, the Saukees will face, about
3rd and forever, depending on what the penalty is here.
Yeah. Sun has finally decided to hide behind a cloud over there, so that's helped us a little bit.
There's a flag on the play.
He signaled this, which I don't know what that man was going to say. Illegal block, but...
Yeah, illegal blindside block possibly is what they called here. So it is a penalty of 10 yards, 15 yards, a 15-yard penalty.
Still 3rd down.
Yeah, the first of the night by the Saukees, and it brings up a 3rd and, well, about 18 now.
It's got to be more like 24.
Ball's at their own 25-yard line. They'll try a little pass. Oh, ball popped up in the air. It's incomplete. No, it is picked off. I believe it is picked off.
No, the referee said it was on the ground.
Hit the ground. All right, they were looking for Jeremiah Jackson. Incomplete pass. And this will bring up a 4th and long, and the Saukees will go 3 and out with 10:48 to play in this first quarter. Not much positive on that offensive set for Pittsfield. So they'll be forced to punt. Tucker Cook will begin to punt it away. Carson Berkey will stand back around his own 45-yard line. 10:48 to play in the first quarter. That set of plays didn't take very long. Cook stands at about his own 16. Looking for a good snap here. Looks to the official. He gets a good snap. And the penalty flag flies, though. It's a line drive kick. Berkey's going to take it at the 45-yard line. Looks for some blockers around the 50. Still breaks a tackle across the half line now to the 35, taken down near the 31-yard line. And that's where Olympia will start first and 10 at the Saki 31-yard line. And there's a couple of flags, one on each side, and I think they're both going to be against the Saukees, but let's wait and be for sure.
It's a false start against Pittsfield.
The initial indication is
false start, and they'll decline that, so that means the Spartans will start first and 10 at the Saki 31 with 10:34 to play here in the first. I would too. That was a good return by the Spartans. And it's first and 10 for Olympia. Let's see this offense with Zach Keedy, the junior quarterback, leading the way for Olympia. They put up 60 points a week ago against Riverton. They come out with a single wide out to the right in the double wing formation. The fullback is Cade Lawler, wearing the number 5. On the right side is Reagan Sitton. And the back on the left side of things looks to be Hunter Martin. And now there's
you
there's a little
can't
bit
walk
of a
off the
penalty at the end, I guess they're going to say.
You can't walk off the penalty and take the punt. That's not how.
No, the one or the other. And Zach Ferguson is asking the official. He says, "Now wait a second. If he turned down the penalty, then you get the ball right there. If he takes the penalty, we'll have to punt again."
Yeah.
And the officials are going to get together because it was a live ball foul, not a dead ball foul. Dead ball, yeah, you can move it at this point. And Zach Ferguson does not appear to be too pleased by this, and I would say that's because that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. Grandma?
They're going to go with it, and that is incorrect. Yeah,
so they're going to get the ball on the 26-yard line. So they got they declined the penalty and accepted the penalty all at the same time. All right. Keedy's under center on a first and 10. Puts a man in motion from the right-hand side, and that'll be a false start, it appears. Yep. That'll be a 5-yard penalty on the false start and move it back to the 31-yard line.
False start is the
Keedy,
call
the
against the Spartans.
Quarterback.
The Spartans say, hey, we could have just started there and had it first and 10. It would have been okay.
It'll be first and 15 now for Olympia as both teams trying to get it set out. And, John, I'm having a couple of flashbacks from that Pittsfield-Riverton game last year that lasted 17 hours. If there are as many flags in this contest as there were in that contest, you will find me alongside the road, wandering aimlessly in the desert. So it's first and 15.
That was random, Charlie, as I had taken off my headset, and all that I heard was wandering aimlessly in the desert when I came back.
Single receiver out wide to the right-hand side. The quarterback, Keedy, under center. Calls the line set, puts a man in motion. The man was in motion again, but not called this time. Keedy keeps it along the quarterback keeper. Tipped up, taken down near the 26-yard line. A gain of 5 on the play, and this will bring up a second down and 10. So Keedy kept the ball on the quarterback read and brings up a second and 10 from the 26. Just underway here in the first quarter, 10-17 and counting. Saukees went 3 and out on their first drive of the evening. Olympia trying to move the ball down the field here and keep the points coming as they had them going last week at Riverton. Second and 10. Ball near the original line of scrimmage after the penalty. Single receiver to the left in the double wing. Keedy under center. Looks to his left. Barks out the count, puts a man in motion. He hands it off to the fullback. No, pitches it out to the right-hand side, has a little running room. Cuts back, does the running back in Reagan Sitton. And Sitton is taken down inside the 20. Down to the 18-yard line. A gain of 8 on the play by Sitton. And it'll be a third down and 2 for Olympia.
Olympia with a third and manageable situation, which is what they're definitely looking for.
Third down and short.
Third down, 2 yards to go for the Spartans with 9:24 and the clock ticking down in the first. So 4 down territory for sure. And a nice design play there on the option. Sitting with his first carry of the night. He's a 5'7", 160-pound senior. 3rd and 2 here. Might see a hard count. Under center goes Keedy once again. Puts a man in motion from the wingback spot. Does have the hard count. Nearly drew the Saukees offsides. Now he'll come back and let everybody get reset. He has another long snap count. Takes the snap. Keeps it himself along the left-hand side. He'll get the first down as he's down to the 15-yard line. Gained 3 on the play. Needed 2. And that'll be the first down of the evening for Olympia on a 1st and 10 now from the Saki 15-yard line. So the first down of the evening. Keedy gained 3 yards on the play. And it's the first down for either squad here on the night. And Olympia marching deeper into Saki territory, 1st and 10 from the 15. Just under 9 minutes to play in the first. Keaty and company on the move. Puts a man in motion right to left. Gonna pitch it outside. This is to Sitton. Sitton looking for the corner. Has it on the outside, looking for the goal line, and he's in for the score. Sitton takes it in. And it'll be a touchdown for Sitton and the Spartans. A 15-yard run. And with 8:41 to play here in the first quarter, it is Olympia 6, Pittsfield nothing. So 6-0 Olympia. Yeah, that didn't take long.
I would have guessed that Olympia would kick, but they are not going to. They're going to go for 2.
They will go for 2 here. Keaty under center on the 2-point try. Puts a man in motion, going to keep it himself, looking for some passing room. Breaks out of a grasp of the defender and looks into the end zone, and it's tipped and incomplete. So the 2-point try, no good. 8:41 to play here in the opening quarter. It's Olympia 6, Pittsfield nothing. Back with you after this.
If you're near retirement or thinking about retiring, you probably have questions. How do you make your savings last? How much should you take out and when? You're ready for retirement, but are your finances? Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Derek Harris, can help you build a strategy to help your finances keep up with your needs over the long haul. You've done what it takes to get there. Now it's time to make the most of retirement. Stop by the office at 1891 Main Street in Quincy, Illinois for a face-to-fact appointment. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
Time to be thinking about tax planning. You can count on Illinois FBFM for accounting, consulting, and tax preparation for farmers and businesses in Pike, Brown, and Adams County. Phone 217-593-7233. That's 593-7233. Illinois FBFM can take care of your farm accounting needs. Get your accounts in order for this tax season. Contact Jesse Shootman, Emily Carlson, and Brad Wellman. Illinois FBFM in Camp Point, working for you.
Sitton and the Spartans take the early lead. 8:41 to play in the first, and it's 6-0 on the Trucks scoreboard. Saki's looking for a sustained drive this time around, and really have not had a great one so far this season. Martin is ready to tee it up and kick it off. George Martin. It's about of a plain Jane name as you can get. George Martin. Only his brother George Smith would be any different. This one's going to go 7 out of bounds, and George Martin has committed a penalty. As it goes out of bounds, and the Saukees will get the ball, I would say 1st and 10. And it looks like they're just going to take the ball
at the 35?
At the 35 and call it a series here, I believe.
Well, there you go.
See what the officials tell us. They will give us a signal in a moment. We hope. They are talking on their walkie-talkies. No one else can hear you. Your voice does not carry. Outside of that, it is a legal procedure against the Spartans, and the Saukees have chosen to accept the penalty at the 35, and that's where they'll start 1st and 10 with 8:41 to play here in the first.
Well, for some reason, we're going to set the, what are we doing? He was going to set the ball in the 31, which I'm really confused about.
Yeah, it's going to be the 35, actually.
There we go. Okay.
It's not even a hard one.
I know.
It's like a rule and everything. Just a 5-yard false or a legal procedure penalty. All right, here we go. Petty's in the gun. He's got a bad snap. Uh-oh, he's in trouble. He is looking for the ball, and he'll dive on it back near the 23-yard line. That's a loss of 12 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down and 22. Yikes.
Snap was well over his head, and he just could not corral it. Was lucky to dive back on it.
Ethan Thompson playing the center for the injured Daxton Nutter this evening.
Now face 2nd and long.
And it is 2nd and 23 for Pittsfield with 8:13 and counting in this first quarter. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right-hand side. You know, without your starting center, you might have to be under center more than you really want to be. Now he's going to turn and hand the ball off on the right side. Good hole up the middle. This is Elliott, still fighting for yards. Has it up near the 30-yard line. Call him down at the 31. A gain of 8 on the play. And this will bring up a 3rd down and 15.
A good gain there. Would have been a good play on 1st down from 1st and 10, but from 3rd and 18 to 20, it doesn't make it as worthwhile.
If Simbutts were candies and nuts.
Then what?
I don't know. I've never really known the rest of that. Trips right, single receiver to the left. Saukees in jeopardy of having another quick 3 and out. 7:27 and counting to the first. They trail 6-0. Petty back to pass. Rolling to his right. Has some time. Looking downfield and has it completed to Pinnock. Pinnock will catch it and spin up near the 43-yard line. It's a gain of 12 on the play. And now a situation for Zach Ferguson on a 4th and about 2, call it 3, 4th and 3 from the 42-yard line. So pick up a 12, and it's 4th and 3. And if you're Zach Ferguson, he sends the punt team immediately on the field. Didn't even really think about chancing it here. So Cook is in to punt it away on this 4th and 3, and the ball at the own 43-yard line. So another 3 and out. A little bit of a high snap. Cook comes down with it. Hits a punt that is partially blocked. There's a penalty flag that flies, and this one takes a roll in the Saukees' favor. Down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. But what is this flag about back here at the 42-yard line? They say, hold the sticks.
Pittsfield punts the ball away.
I sure didn't see anything obvious, but
we'll have to wait and see what the official tells us. They have been a little flag happy, and they'll call it a false start on the Saukees, and the Saukees will be forced to repunt.
I'm just going to throw out there, I like the guys last week who called very little and let the game go on, and we got a flow to the game instead of calling everything, because most referees will tell you if you watch closely enough, you could call a hold or a false start on every play in high school football.
So it'll be a 5-yard penalty, negate the excellent punt by Cook and make it a 4th and 8 with 6:37 to play here in the opening quarter. Noah Mendenhall, the special teams coordinator for the Saukees, looked at the referee and said, I thought you were on our side. You're on our side of the field. It'd be better for you to quit throwing those flags on this side of the field.
Elected to enforce that penalty and have them punt
and Cook looking for a similar result here on this punt. Good snap again. He has it nearly blocked. On a line drive, the man will let it bounce again, and another nice kick by Tucker Cook, but they're going to net about 20 yards out of the whole deal as they'll take it up at the 25-yard line as Nick Olson just decided to let that one roll dead, and that's where the Spartans will start 1st and 10 at their own 25. 6 minutes, 27 seconds to play in the opening quarter. Hey, check out Moose Lodge 420 for their Friday meal specials. The food is hot, the drinks are cold. Moose Lodge 420, we've got ribeye sandwiches and fries on special for Fall Festival this weekend at the Moose Lodge.
Carla, I think the referee was just signaling the roof was on fire, or maybe raise the roof. I'm not sure. What does that one mean?
Restart the play clock.
Oh, okay, there you go.
1st and 10 for Olympia from their own 25-yard line. The quarterback, Zach Keedy, under center. Everybody bunched up tight. Puts a man in motion left to right. Going to pitch it out to the motion man coming around the corner here. This is Sitton. Sitton looking for running room. Tripped up, taken down after a short gain. Up near the 25 to the 27-yard line. A gain of 2 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 8.
Sitton had blockers out in front of him. Maybe kind of overran them a little bit even.
Nice job by the defender on this side. Weston McAllister, who did not play last week for the Saukees due to a little bit of a knee issue, and he made a nice stop there. 2nd and 8 with under 6 minutes to play in the first. Saukees went 3 and out on their first drive. Olympia scored on their first. Saukees went 3 and out on their second drive. Will Olympia keep the pattern going? Keedy takes the snap from center, goes back to pass. Now it's a designed run and on draw. Oh, he's got running room and more. 40, 45, 50, pulling away now at the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. One man to beat, 5 and a touchdown. Touchdown, Keedy. A flag, however, is on this sideline, and it will be just a sideline warning, as I bet what we'll see here. So that will stand, and Keedy's going to get a touchdown here. This is just going to be a sideline warning, so Keedy will take the ball 73 yards on the quarterback keeper around the left side, and it'll be 6 for Olympia. They're just calling a sideline warning. They'll warn the guys. I don't think you'll see a flag here. It'll just be the warning, and that'll be a 73-yard score for Keedy, and it makes it 12-0 Olympia. Saukees outside contain, got sucked in that time, and off he was to the races in Keedy. And Coach Eric Lyons looked at his sideline and says, get back next time. That will be a penalty, which would negate a big play like that. But as it is, the touchdown stands, and with 5:28 to play in the first quarter, Olympia up now by 2 scores. Good start for the Spartans here in Sangamo action. A 60-0 win, or 60-6 win last week, and now up to a 12-0 advantage here early in this first quarter over Pittsfield.
They're going to have to hustle as there's only 15 seconds on the play clock.
Right.
Quarterback just made it out there.
They go up plenty of time. Keedy and Hunter Martin bring the play in from the sideline here. They'll break the huddle with 7 seconds. Now, if I'm a coach and we're running short on time here, I'd never call a timeout in this situation. He will take the snap, pitch it out to the left side, Sitton, and he's going to go in untouched for the 2-point try. So Sitton takes it in on the 2-point conversion, makes it 14-0, the advantage for Olympia. 5:28 to play in the first on Central Illinois Sports.
There's a road that makes all the difference between the good and the great. A road less traveled for the few who can handle the grind. One of hard work, dedication, integrity, and leadership, with a respect for heritage and tradition and a willingness to adapt. At Little Jess, we travel that road every day because we believe in that difference. And we dare our competition to try and keep up. Little Jess, serving the tri-state area since 1969.
Catch all the action at Jersey's Bar and Grill in Camp Point. Central football games every Friday on the big screen. 7 TVs to catch every NFL game all season long. Come enjoy a nice afternoon on the patio or listen to some live music on the weekends. Queen of Hearts drawing every Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Rain City Addiction on the patio on September 3rd at 7 o'clock. Bags Tournament September 11th at 2 o'clock. Our Oktoberfest celebration will be September 17th with the Robert Sampson Band at 7 o'clock. Car show same day from 12 to 3. Get to Jersey's Bar and Grill in Camp Point, your hometown sports bar.
14-0 Olympia on the Trucks scoreboard. And young Mr. George Martin is ready to kick it off again.
George is going to be tired at this rate right now.
His foot will fall off. Third kickoff of the night, and this one he's going to kick toward the sideline. And it's going to be taken by the Saukees. That's Moore. Moore breaks a tackle across the 40, 45-yard line, fighting for yardage. He's still on his feet up across the 50, and McKelvey Moore with a nice return all the way to the Olympia 48-yard line, and that's where the Saukees will start first and 10 as McKelvey Moore sticks Pittsfield to their best field position to start a drive this evening. 5:19 to play in the first.
Good field position to start the drive. See if they can do anything with it now.
Damon Emmerich at Great Rivers Bank here to help you with all of your auto, residential, and commercial loan needs. Give Damon Emmerich a call, 217-285-4404. First and 10 for the Saukees as Petty stands in the pistol. 2 receivers wide to either side, puts Pinnock in motion. Fakes to him on the motion play, gives it off to Yelia. Knee touchdown shy of the 45 at the 46-yard line. A gain of 2 on the play, and this will bring up a 2nd down and 8.
Elliott with a couple of tough yards there.
Here's Saki's 2nd and 8. Yelia, when Petty's in the pistol, they'll call it. Some say shotgun, but they'll say not quite a full shotgun, just a pistol.
It's a pretty deep pistol.
And in between there, he's about 5 or 6 yards deep, and then Yelliott's about 2 yards deeper than him. So he's got around 8 yards before he gets any. So that's asking a lot for a young offensive unit. Back to pass is Petty. Looking to his right, has Allen open in the flats. Has a blocker, 40-yard line. Cuts back and taken down at the 35, and that'll be a 1st and 10 for the Saukees. On the 11-yard catch and go to Connor Allen, his first reception of the evening, and the Saukees' first down of this affair.
Allen was wide open out there and had lots of space to run. I think you could do that for a while with the defense that the Spartans are playing right now.
4:25 and counting in the first, and a fresh set of downs for the Saukees at the Olympia 35-yard line. Jackson out to the left along with Moore. Along the right-hand side, it's Allen and Leonard. They'll throw to Leonard this time. He'll catch and go forward, stretch it out near the 31-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play to Eli Leonard, and brings up a 2nd down and 6. Eli Leonard, a senior at the wideout spot for the Saukees. Not an extremely deep class when it comes to numbers at the senior level. I believe they're about 9 strong, but a group of good athletes. Call it 10. Saukees with something cooking here. 2nd and 6. 3:44 and counting in this first. Petty on the gun again. It's McKee to his backside. High snap. Petty brings it down. Makes a man miss in the backfield, but he's not going to make that man miss. And that man is 6'6", 300-pound senior Blaine Halley. And Halley takes Petty down back at the 38-yard line. A loss of 7 on the play. And this brings up a 3rd and 13. So Petty loses 7 He sidestepped one man, but there came Blaine Halley untouched. I'm not sure how you miss him. He's like a refrigerator running through the line. And he ran through almost untouched that time. And Javen Petty said, holy cow, anybody get the license plate on that truck? 3rd and long for the Saukees. Back to pass goes Petty on the play action. Looking across the middle. In and out of the hands of the intended receiver in Leonard. It would have been enough for a first down, but instead it's an incompletion. And 4th and 13 for the Saukees. In what is 4-down territory, they'll have to go for it here with the clock stopped at the 2:59 mark of this first quarter. 14-0 Olympia on the truck scoreboard. Had a good ball that time, did Petty. Hit Leonard really right where he wanted it. Maybe a hair high, but not too bad. Right through his hands. 4th and 13. And we have a timeout taken by Olympia. We'll pause as well. Spartans have the advantage. 14-0 over Pittsfield. 2:59 to play in the first on Central Illinois Sports.
Few things compare to Camp Point Central's fans' dedication to the Panthers. The same can be said about Channel and the farmers they serve. You see, unlike other seed companies, they don't have salesmen. With Channel, you get the advantage of a dedicated Channel seedsman, a trusted year-round advisor who can provide the right recommendations for your fields. It's their hands-on approach that truly sets them apart. Customized service, expert advice, elite seed management products. Find your Channel seedsman at channel.com or contact local district sales manager Matt Hughes at 217-242-8852.
Did you know that PCRE Real Estate and Auction now offers a full-service auction alternative? Farmland, residential real estate, commercial real estate, estates, guns, antiques, farm equipment, and commercial equipment are a few examples that the experienced auction team is ready to assist you with. Our team can make the auction experience less stressful and smooth. Check out our next auctions at our new auction location at 500 Piper Lane in Pittsfield, or call 217-430-2985 and speak with Jason Duke to learn more.
Petty steps up, avoids the rush, looks downfield. Jeremiah Jackson has it. 20-yard line, 15. Drug down from behind, and a horse collar tackle down at the 12-yard line. So a pickup on the play of 26 yards to Jerry Jackson down to the 12. And it'll be a first and goal for the Saukees from the 6. They'll get a half the distance to the goal. Jeremiah's first reception of the night. And he went up to get it. Nice ball by Javen Petty on a 4th and long. It's a horse collar, and that'll be half the distance from the 12. Saukees first and goal from the 6, and in business here with 2:49 to play in the first.
Trains haven't moved yet.
Yep, the official tells us a horse collar. The Roy Williams rule.
It's a 15-yard penalty, but half the distance because there's not enough room there.
Thank you, Captain. Saukees with the eye. Petty will be under center for the first time tonight. Tucker Cook has moved over to the center spot this time. The Saukees had a man in motion on the right side. That's Connor Allen. And it's going to be a penalty of a 5-yard variety. So back it up, make it a first and goal to go from the 11. 5-yard penalty, and darn it, not what you were looking for there. Already the 4th penalty by the Saukees. 30 yards total.
5 yards. Still
so that makes it more difficult. They're going to the heavy set that time. They had Draven Peterbilt in at that super back position and Connor out at the tight end on the right-hand side. They were going to kind of try to go bully ball there. But instead, it's first and goal from the 11. This looks like Cook and Thompson have switched spots in the line. Now they hand it off right up the gut. This is Yelliott. Yelliott has stood up after a short gain down to about the 9.
Give him a couple then. 2.
Number 69, Pavian
He moved back from the 13 to the 9. That's actually a 4-yard gain. And bring up a second and goal from the 9. No, 2-yard gain.
Yeah,
John's
2-yard
right.
gain.
2-yard
Yeah.
gain. Thank you, John. They were at the 11. Thank
Yep.
you. I had the wrong number written down. Second and goal from the 9. They'll pitch it outside. McKee looking for running room, and he doesn't have any there. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain, no loss, and it'll be a 3rd and goal from the 9. Saukees had a lead block out there. The man missed the block.
Number 48, Jason McKee.
They might have given him a 1-yard gain. We will as well on the run from McKee. 3rd and goal from the 8. 1:53 and counting to the first. Glad you're with us tonight on Central Illinois Sports from Olympia. Glad the sun has set behind the trees because I can see. Once again, my retina is no longer burned. 2 receivers to either side. Petty in the gun on a 3rd and goal. He has pressure, looks across the middle, and the Saukees have their first touchdown of the season. As ringing it in that time is Connor Allen, the junior end. And there's an 8-yard pass from Petty to Allen and makes it 14-6.
Allen did a really nice job there because he was kind of getting held as he caught the ball and was able to pull it in with one arm.
Nice job by Javen Petty, too. Put the ball right on the money that time.
He was under pressure also.
Saukees will bring on the kicker for the extra point attempt here, and the kicker is Aiden Poor, the senior. So Poor on to kick for the first time this season. It's a good snap. The hold is down. The kick is up. It looks to be long enough, and it is wide right, the official tells us, so no good. Saukees on the board, though, for the first time. 1:35 to play in the first. 14-6. Olympia with the advantage over Pittsfield. Back with you after this.
The Farmers National Bank of Griggsville with locations in Griggsville, Mount Sterling, and Pittsfield. Maybe you ask, why choose Farmers National Bank of Griggsville? The answer is simple. Local people, local decisions, and local commitment with local investments. We have many products and services to meet your needs. We invite you to find out more about us. Go to fmbgriggsville.com and explore all the services we offer. Visit any of our 3 friendly locations in Mount Sterling, Griggsville, and Pittsfield today. The Farmers National Bank of Griggsville, local people helping local people, member FDIC. Damon Plumbing, serving all of Pike County and the surrounding area with quality residential and commercial plumbing services. Damon Plumbing offers septic installation, drain cleaning, new water lines, remodel work for your home, or if you're planning a new build, make sure you include the Damon boys. To get it right the first time, no job too big. Have you seen Braden and Doug? Or too small? Sorry, Corby, couldn't resist. Call Braden at 217-491-5415 or Doug at 217-617-2318. Damon Plumbing, recommended by our family for your family.
Well, the Saukees get their first score of the season, a pass from Petty to Allen. The extra point kick was no good, and they've cut the Olympia score, 14-6 on the Trucks scoreboard. Tucker Cook has the ball teed up and are ready to kick off here. Sitting in Olsen back deep for Olympia for the first time tonight.
Tucker Cook.
Cook, the sophomore. All right-footed kicker. Puts his boot into this one. It's a line drive kick. Going to be taken by the man at about the 18-yard line. This is Olsen. Olsen breaks a tackle across the 30. Gets a nice block. Uh-oh, sprung free now. 45-yard line. And he's finally going to be ridden down out of bounds at the 45 by Luke Archer. And that's where Olympia will start first and 10. At the Saki 45, a nice return by Olsen. 1:25 to play.
And a Spartan first down.
I mean, the PA announcer's so darn loud, we'll just let you tell him. Huh?
Man did a good job of running through some arm tackles to continue up the field.
I'm going to say the ball's at the 46, and that's where the Spartans will start first and 10 here.
The PA is all 4 speakers directly above our heads. That is why it is so extremely loud where we are.
Keedy and company back in action here. They have a receiver split wide left in the double wing. Sets up under center. Puts a man in motion and sitting. They'll hand it off to the fullback this time. Up the gut. Ball carrier is Cade Lawler. Lawler takes the ball to the 42-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play to bring up a second down and 6.
Cade Lawler carrying the ball.
So second and 6 here for the Spartans. We're under a minute to play in this opening quarter.
Lawler with a run right up the gut. I kind of almost feel like that gives a little bit of an advantage to the Saukees. Doesn't make them work quite as hard.
Seems 4 yards, John. If he does that 3 times, they'll call it a first down. So I'm not sure who had the advantage there other than Olympia.
That's true.
I know. That's why I said it.
Just no outside contain has been the problem so far.
Under center is Keedy. Puts sitting in motion. Hands it off again to Lawler. Lawler's got another nice gain inside the 38 to the 37-yard line. A gain on the play of 5, and this will bring up a third down and 1. Could possibly be the final play of the first quarter with 20 seconds to play in the first. Let's see if the Spartans want to go here. If they don't, it looks like it's the latter of the two. They don't, as they'll walk toward the sideline. And after a quarter, it's Olympia 14, Pittsfield 6. Second quarter play-by-play next on Central Illinois Sports.
Here in Pittsfield, we're focused on maintaining a healthy, diverse economic base to increase opportunities for our residents. Economic factors greatly affect a community's overall potential, and we strive to continue our prosperous culture. The availability of both commercial and industrial employment centers and new lucrative entrepreneurship opportunities are major assets for growth and development here in Pittsfield. In addition to providing employment and income to people, Pittsfield also boasts several tax incentive districts to further facilitate economic growth. Examples of growth and success can be seen throughout Pittsfield. Pittsfield is located within Pike County and widely known for the abundance of white-tailed deer, and is also home to companies that have capitalized from the region's natural resources. Located over on Madison Street, Whitetail Properties is a major local and international employer that truly embodies the local and economic spirit of Pittsfield. State-of-the-art communications and telecommuting are available here. Be sure to catch their televised series throughout the week on the Sportsman Channel. Come grow and be a part of something great in Pittsfield, Illinois.
Just about ready to start the second quarter. It will be a 3rd and 1 for Olympia from the Pittsfield 37-yard line. 14-6 on the Trucks scoreboard. Olympia with the advantage over the Pittsfield Saukees. Real Mint Twine, located just north of Pittsfield, across from the airport, your local headquarters for concrete lawn ornaments, statues, fountains, and much, much more. Stop by and see Rick and Tracy Reel at Real Mint Twine, 285-5013. Keedy under center on this 3rd and 1. Might just see a quarterback keeper here, wouldn't you think? Saukees really bunch it up in the middle. They'll hand it off to the fullback, Lawler, and Lawler will have the first down. Out to the 31-yard line, needed one, gain 6. And it's a 1st and 10 for the Spartans.
Another Spartan first down.
Spartans racking up some first downs now. It's their 5th of the game, I believe. And a fresh set of downs and a fresh quarter for Olympia. Team that finished 2-7 last year, looking to go 2-0 to start the season. Pittsfield finished 4-5, and they're in jeopardy of starting 0-2. Trailing 14-6 right now, early in the second quarter. 1st and 10 from the Saki 31. They'll run the option here. Ball is loose. No, he got the pitch off just in time. Nice job by Keedy, who stood in there, and he took a shellacking. His helmet came off, so he'll have to come off the field as well. Ball carrier that time was Olson. Olson is going to take it down to the 28-yard line, a gain of 3 on the play. Brings up a 2nd and 7, but will Olympia call a timeout or bring a different quarterback on the field? They have already taken one timeout in this contest. 3-yard pickup on the play by Olson brings up a 2nd down and a 7 here.
Looks like a new quarterback.
And that man running quarterback will be Ian Tackett, the 5'7" sophomore. As Keedy has to come off for one play since his helmet was dislodged. And instead, Olympia says, let's just call timeout. Timeout from the game. We'll pause as well. 10:57 to play in this second quarter. It's Olympia 14, Pittsfield 6.
When you think of fall, what comes to mind besides pumpkins, honey, and football? How about fertilizer? Studies show more than 1/3 of your crop's yield is determined by fertilizer alone. Studies also show as much as 40% potassium and 30% phosphate gets tied up in stalks and residue, as well as high clay content. Nutrient Ag Solutions recommends Titan, which is an innovative fertilizer catalyst designed for use with dry fertilizer blends. Titan will keep nutrients from being tied up and increase fertilizer availability in your crop. Titan is a low-cost option to improve crop fertility. Contact your nutrient crop consultant today. Brian Dickut Trucking, LLC has been in business since 1995. Brian Dickut Trucking offers hauling of liquid and dry fertilizer, grain, rock, feed, lime, with local and long-distance hauling. Brian Dickut Trucking is located at 1878 East 2100 Street, Camp Point. Call them at 217-257-8302. That's 257-8302. Long dumps, short dumps, hoppers, and tanks. When you need it hauled, trust the experts at Brian Dickut Trucking, LLC in Camp Point. They deliver.
10:57 to play in the first half. After the timeout, Olympia has Keedy back on the field under center. No, they don't. They have the young man in Tackett, and he'll turn and hand it off along the left-hand side. Will Tackett.
I'm not sure why.
Inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. Ball carrier off the pile this time is Jack Pagel. Pagel with his first carry of the night, a 4-yard gain. And it brings up a 3rd down here and 3 to go.
Keedy will be the quarterback now.
So Pagel with his first carry. Justin, he's wearing the number 20 tonight. They're not afraid to put some new bodies out there. 4-down territory, 10:25 and counting to the half.
Keedy's back in at quarterback after sitting on
Keedy back out there. They took a timeout. He could have come back in right there after the timeout. Keedy puts a man in motion, takes a snap, pitches it along the right-hand side. Sitton has a block outside. Now he's turned back in, and a really nice defensive play by McAllister out there to turn the man back. He did pick up a couple of yards, but did not pick up the first down. This is going to bring up a 4th down and 1 after the 2-yard gain.
Looks like Olympia's going to be short of the line
So
of
sitting
game.
with the 2-yard run, and it's 4th down and a yard here. And a big play early in this contest, 9:50 and counting in the half.
Callister did a tremendous job of getting rid of his blocker to get out there to make that play.
He did. Looked like he was blocked well, but he shucked him in, then made the tackle in open field. Weston McAllister did not play last week for the Saukees with the injury, but he's back to what they say is full strength now. Kids heal quickly, much quicker than you and I. 4th and a yard here. Could see a hard count. Play clock is not ticking down. Referee looks at his watch. Keedy under center, puts a man in motion. He will run the option now. He turns and has the first down. Spins forward inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line. Needed 1, gained 4, and a fresh set of downs at the 18-yard line for the quarterback, Keedy.
Down for Olympia.
So Olympia another first down. They're 6th of the night. Keedy with a 4-yard pickup, and it's 1st and 10 from the 18. That was not extremely dramatic, was it? He's already got 85 yards. Of course, the big chunk came on that 73-yard end around for the score. Olympia with a 1st and 10 inside the Saki 20 at the 18-yard line. They sprint up to the line with 5 seconds on the play clock. Everybody comes set. Puts a man in motion. Takes the snap, does Keedy. Pitches it out on the left side, and the Saukees have it snipped out nicely. Archer in on the initial hit, and then finishing it off was Jaron White. Ball carrier this time is Olsen. Olsen taken down at the 22-yard line. A loss of 4 on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 14.
First negative yardage play that I can think of on the evening for Olympia.
Yes. Archer in on the initial hit from the outside linebacker spot, the sophomore, and then he's tackled by fellow sophomore Jaron White. We told you the Saukees are young in a lot of spots. Having to learn on the fly at the varsity level. 8:19 and the clock ticking down in this half. 2nd and 14 from the 22-yard line for Olympia. Keedy, the junior quarterback. Puts a man in motion. Man, it looks like the man on this side leaves
Moves almost every time.
Now he's hit as he throws, and this ball goes sailing out of bounds. And an incomplete pass will stop the clock. I mean, the back on this side looks like he leans forward about every time, which should be a motion because they already have another man in motion. Plus, he's moving forward, which you can't do.
3rd down and 13
and it's
to go
3rd
for
and
Olympia.
14 for Olympia. 4-down territory, so 2 chances to pick up this chunk of yardage. So no need to go for the gusto here. So you have a lot of plays at your disposal if you're head coach Eric Lyons and company. Keedy gets the play from the sideline, brings it in with 12 seconds on the play clock. Up to the line of scrimmage with 7. They're going to split a couple of receivers out wide to the right-hand side. They've got to get set in a hurry here. 2-1. They will just get it off. He is back to pass, has pressure from Archer from the blind side, throws it downfield. And what a tremendous catch by Olsen. Olsen brings it in with a one-hand grab inside the 15 and around the, was it Lawler? Oh, Lawler on the catch, excuse me. Inside the 15 down to the 12-yard line. A pickup of 10 on the play, and this will bring up a 4th down and 4. What a catch by Lawler.
Go for it on 4th down here.
So 4th and a long 4, short 5 here, 7:30 and counting in this first half, and another big play in this contest. Saukees need a stop here.
Tremendous use of the sticky receiver gloves there, right?
Ooh, yeah. A 10-yard pickup on that catch. Put Olsen in motion. They'll run the option. Keedy is stopped in the backfield, and the Saukees will turn him away as Connor Allen stops him for a 1-yard gain. He needed 4, and the Saukees will get the turnover on down. So Keedy gained 1, needed 4, and Connor Allen on the big stop for the Saukees with 7:14 to play in the half. Pittsfield 1st and 10, deep in their own territory, back at their own 12. But a nice job by the Saki defense to bend but not break. And down by a score here, a score at a 2-point try. And back on the offensive side, trip set to the right. Petty in the gun. Stands near his own 7-yard line. Low snap, hands it off to Elliott. Running to the right-hand side, hole well filled up quickly there. Takes it out to the 14-yard line. A gain of 2 on the play by Lane Elliott. And it brings up a 2nd down and 8. Never heard anybody tell you who made the tackle before you hear the ball carrier, but you hear it here. 6:57 to play in the half. 2-yard gain by Lane Elliott. And it's 2nd down and 8. From the 14 for Pittsfield. Petty Deep in the gun. Trip set to the right. See if he goes back to pass. Nope, going to run the fake pitch, and now he turns to turn it back inside. And bad decision there for the Saukees. He's going to lose back to the original line of scrimmage. A 2-yard loss, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 10. That play didn't fool anybody. Petty went to pitch. He said, nope, that guy's covered. Now I'm going to try to make a man miss. And Jalen's not the most elusive young man in the world when it comes to making a man miss. And he took a pretty good shot that time. 3rd and 10 from their own 12 for Pittsfield with 6:09 and counting in this half. Need a big play here. They've got Archer out there at a wide receiver spot now. He heads out to the left. Penix on this side in the slot. Petty in the gun. 2 seconds on the play clock. Back to pass. Has time. Throws it deep downfield. Looking for Jackson, and it's incomplete. Overthrown by about 5 yards, and he was triple covered as well. And an incomplete pass will stop the clock and be a 3 and out for the Saukees. So after the defense gets a stop, it's a quick change of possession here with 5:48 to play in the half. That drive took about 90 seconds. And unable to garner a first down, so now they'll need a good snap as Cook stands back at his own 1.
Need a good snap and a good punt here.
Cook's had a couple of good ones so far tonight. It's another good snap. Right in the breadbasket, a good line drive kick, and Olsen lets it bounce and now gets away from it, and it rolls dead right at the 50. And a nice job by Tucker Cook on the punt, and Olympia will take over 1st and 10 at the 50 with 5:39 to play in this first half. Nice job by Cook here to help not give them field position in Saki territory. LSSD Trucking and 3D Leasing. For all of your trucking and hauling needs, see the Dunnams and their professional team, 217-285-2808. It's LSSD Trucking and 3D Leasing.
Saki defense did not get a lot of time off the field, so hopefully they can get another stop here.
It'll be 1st and 10 here for Olympia. Ball right at midfield, right at the 50, right in front of us. We're high atop the stadium here. 14-6 Olympia on top of the the Trucks scoreboard. RIP Trash Queen. Under center is the quarterback, Keedy. More ways than one. He'll take the snap, going to try to run the counter back to the right-hand side, and the Saukees did a nice job of staying home. Ball carrier is number 14, Hunter Martin that time.
Connor Allen did a good job getting in there on the tackle.
Hunter Martin loses 2 yards on the play and brings up a 2nd down and 12 from the 48.
Slip down in the backfield.
So darn loud, I can barely hear myself think.
Yeah.
And I don't do a lot of that anyway.
Amplifying everything.
5:09 and counting. Now here comes Hunter Martin off the field. Hunter is a senior, 160-pound senior. Wonder if he and George are related. George and Hunter. Hunter and George. Double wing. Keedy takes the snap, hands it off. No, keeps it himself. He's going to be taken down. Tackler was Lane Yelly at that time. Keedy in Saki territory down to the 47-yard line. A gain on the play of 5 yards to Saki 47, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7 here.
Brings up 3rd down and 6 yards to go.
3rd and a long 6, short 7. Whatever you want to call it, 4:30 and counting in the half. Saki defense looking for another stop here, and it's one of those iffy situations. It depends on how many yards you would pick up here if you're Olympia. If you pick up maybe 4 or 5, you probably go for it. If you get stuffed, maybe punt it away and try to pin Pittsfield deep again. Try to play that field position game. Let's see what happens here. Zach Keedy, the quarterback, under center. Big offensive line is set. Going to pitch it outside, looking for Sitton to turn it upfield. He's got the corner, and look at him go. 30, 25. Edwards trying to chase him down. He trips him up, but keeps his feet, does Reagan Sitton, and a touchdown for Olympia from 47 yards out. And the Spartans add on. They now lead 20-6. Saukees did not keep contained that time. And Sitton, other than Edwards, diving at his ankles, went untouched for 47 yards. The touchdown comes at the 4-minute mark of the second quarter and makes it a 2-score game once again. And on for the extra point try will be George Martin.
George Martin is getting set for the
he is the holder. Martin kicking for the first time on the extra point attempt here. It's a low snap. The hold is down. The kick is up, and the kick is blocked. And so the extra point try is no good. But Olympia strikes again. They lead 20-6. 4 minutes to play in the half on Central Illinois Sports.
Trucks LLC will be located this fall in the new building at 14 East Industrial Park Drive in Pittsfield. Call 217-922-0044. Diesel repair service offering 24-hour roadside repair, mobile service units, semi-truck and trailers, farm and ag equipment, DOT inspections, hydraulic hose repair, anything diesel, we can come to you along the road in the field or at your shop. It's Trucks. Call 217-922-0044. That's 217-922-0044. Time to be thinking about tax planning. You can count on Illinois FBFM for accounting, consulting, and tax preparation for farmers and businesses in Pike, Brown, and Adams County. Phone 217-593-7233. That's 593-7233. Illinois FBFM can take care of your farm accounting needs. Get your accounts in order for this tax season. Contact Jesse Shootman, Emily Matthews, and Brad Wellman. Illinois FBFM in Camp Point, working for you.
4 minutes to play in the half. 20-6 is the advantage for Olympia on the Trucks scoreboard. Trucks is our scoreboard sponsor throughout the season, and we appreciate them. They've got a new facility being built right now. In fact, I can hear them working on it in the Industrial Park in Pittsfield. Ready to serve you for all of your diesel repair needs. Trucks, 217-922-0044. Here comes George Martin to kick off once again. He'll put his foot into this one. It's down the middle of the field this time and returnable for Edwards from the 12. Across the 15, now 20-yard line. Looks for the middle of the field. Looks for a burst of speed. Is tripped up and taken down at the 32-yard line. And that is where the Saukees will start first and 10 at their own 32.
And that was number 5, Matthew Edwards, with a kickoff return for
So first and 10 for the Saukees. They have a single touchdown on the night. Were forced to punt on their last drive.
Start this drive at their own 32.
Not terrible field position.
35 seconds left.
3 minutes, 54 seconds to play.
3 minutes and 54 seconds left in the first half.
He'll get there. Two receivers to the left, two to the right-hand side is Petty again in the gun.
He can see the clock a lot better than we can.
Turns and hands it off. No, a little RPO, and it's picked off. Uh-oh, look out. Here's Olsen on the run back, trying to get outside, and this is going to be a pick 6. 10, 5, tripped up near the goal line. Is he in? He is down at the 1. Down at the 1, but a 39-yard
interception.
39-yard interception return on a ball that, again, hit a receiver a little bit high, possibly from Petty, but hit him in the hands. A catchable ball. Popped it up in the air, and Olsen takes it back down to the 1. And Olympia trying to pat on to what is a big lead right now, 20-6.
And Olympia will get the ball to start the second half.
Bad goes to worse for Pittsfield. Keedy under center. This could be one of those one-play drives. Puts a man in motion and sitting. He keeps it himself to Keedy, and he goes right behind that steamroll offensive line for a touchdown. So Keedy takes it in, following the nearly pick 6, makes it 26-6. And the Spartans feeling it here. So 26-6.
I would guess the Spartans will go for 2 here.
Since they missed a kick.
I mean, it was blocked, but...
Makes sense. They will appear to go for 2 here. Got to hustle to get the play in. 3:37 to play in the half, 26-6 Olympia. Keedy. Trying to get the 2-point try across. Pitches it out to Olsen along the right-hand side. Now it's a throwback pass to Keedy. He's wide open. And looky there, the old razzle-dazzle up here on the throwback to the quarterback, Keedy from Olsen. The 2-point try is good, and it's 28-6. Olympia on top. Back after this.
Are you short on time or budget, but your family is hungry? It's time for the Maya Authentic Mexican Restaurant in Pittsfield. Try the Maya Special, a crowd favorite. Delicious grilled fajitas, steaks, nachos Mexicano, salads in a tortilla bowl, the tastiest salsa and cheese sauce around, and the fastest service anywhere. You can afford it. It's the Maya Mexican Restaurant on Washington Street. Call ahead with your order and you can pick it up in the drive-thru 217-285-4526. The Maya Restaurant in Pittsfield. Welcome to Westtown Ford, serving Central and West Central Illinois. When you're shopping for a new vehicle, we believe you need a comfortable ambiance, dynamic selection of vehicles, competitive options for financing, and high-quality service to feel confident and stress-free throughout the car buying process. At Westtown Ford, you will find just that, a great selection of Ford models and a team that will make the process as smooth as possible. Westtown Ford Lincoln in Jacksonville, just 30 minutes away from high prices.
3:37 to play in the half. 28-6 is the Olympia advantage on top of Pittsfield on the Trucks scoreboard. Following the big interception, the touchdown by Keating and the two-point try. I like that play. The pitch it out, throw it back, and go in untouched. Here's George Martin. George kicks a line drive kick this time. Edwards will take it on the run about the 20. Looking for a blocker, 25, trying to cut it outside at the 30. Still on his feet at the 35, and he's taken down out at the 37, and that's where Pittsfield will start first and 10 at their own 37-yard line with 3:30 to play in the half.
Making the tackle for the Spartans.
Petty will bring the play in from the sideline here. To the interception on the last drive. Trying to have a positive drive before the end of the half. First down, 10 yards to go from their own 37. Petty puts a man in motion of McKee. He comes set. Now they put Connor Allen in motion. They'll hand it off to McKee. McKee with a good hole on the right side. Best through it across the 50-yard line. Has the first down and more. Ridden down inside the 45 to the Olympia 44-yard line. Nice gain on the play. 19 yards by McKee. And it'll be another Saki first and 10 from the Olympia side of the field now.
Jason McKee.
Nice job on the right side of that offensive line. And Thompson and I believe that's Tracer Bowen on this side. Nope, Jaron White. McKee again in the backfield. Put Pinnock in motion now. Petty hands it off to McKee. Same play just to the left-hand side. Tries to bounce it outside, and this time he loses yardage. Chased down that time by Sitton for a loss to the 47. A loss of 3 on the play.
Number 23.
Got to bring up a second down
and
13.
Tackle for a loss.
Second and 13. Clock counting down with 2:38 and counting in this half.
Saukees have 3 timeouts. Spartans with 1, if that comes into play.
Nice setup here at Olympia. Grass field, but man, this grass is in good shape, and they even play soccer on it. Here's Petty back to pass, looking for the screen. It was a little late developing. They do get the completion on the left side to Jackson. He's going to get back to the 45, a gain of 2 on the play. And it brings up a third down, and now a timeout going to be whistled here for
Pittsfield.
Tackle was made by number 8.
I would not have guessed the Saukees would call the timeout there, but they do. It'll be third down and 11 yards to go when we come back after this on Central Illinois Sports.
This is Alexis, nurse practitioner.
This is Dr. John Olson. He is the best neurosurgeon.
Well, I paid her to say that.
However.
Many of the patients that Alexis sees, we talk about that day, and we're able to collaborate real time on the patients.
Having another provider that's not a surgeon work with the surgeon, I think you get the best of both worlds. If you have any neck or back pain, come see us in the Spine Center.
With 2 minutes and 14 seconds to play in the first half, Pittsfield will come out of the timeout with a 3rd and 11, all just past midfield at around the 45. And see what Zach Ferguson wants to go with here. Pittsfield has 2 timeouts remaining. Olympia has 1. If you don't get it here in your Pittsfield, I think you have to punt it.
I agree.
Maybe not. I don't know. Down 28-6. Who knows? Tripp's right. Single man to the left. Petty's in the gun. Puts Pinnock in motion. Takes the snap. Makes the handoff. No, does give it off to Elliott. Makes a man miss in the backfield. Full head of steam, but he is ridden down near the 42-yard line. A gain of 3 yards in the play. Ran about 30 to gain 3. And it makes it a 4th down and 8.
Making the tackle for Olympia.
So 4th down and 8 yards to go from the 42. Saukees appear to be...
They're going to go for it.
Going for it here. Maybe closer to 4th and 7, we'll call it. There's a minute and 38 seconds to play out. I don't know if you give the ball up right here. With one timeout, they could go down the field again.
Petty get the ball to start the half.
Gets a low snap. He's back to pass. Has a man in his kitchen. Throws it downfield, and it's nobody home. Petty took a shot at the end as well, and an incomplete pass will stop the clock and give Stanford Olympia the ball at their own 42-yard line. 1st and 10 with one timeout to go and a minute and 25 seconds left on the clock in this first half. 1st and 10 for Olympia. They lead 28-6. John, the bearer of good news, told you they get the ball to start the second half as well. I know, you're just telling them the facts.
I mean, they wouldn't have to take it,
No,
I guess. They could
back.
choose to give it to the Saukees. That would be nice of them.
Huh.
I don't think they will, but...
No. I'd say you're probably right on that one. There's Spud. 1st and 10 from the, what are we calling that? Looks like the 41. That's what we'll refer to it as well. With a minute and 25 seconds to play in the half. Keaty's under center in the double wing. Puts a man in motion and sitting. He's had a big run tonight. Keaty going to try to run the option to the left side. He gets behind the blockers, up across the 45, down to the 46. A gain of 5 on the play. Brings up a 2nd down and 5. See if Olympia wants to get up quick to the line, or if they're just going to try to run a couple plays, and if they break one, they break one. If they don't, they don't.
2nd down.
They don't appear to be in a big hurry. And why would you be? You're up 28-6 near halftime, and you're going to get the ball to start the second half. Under center. Puts a man in motion. He's running the option. Keaty keeps it, breaks a tackle up near the 50 now. A gain of 4, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 1. We are under 40 seconds to play.
Keaty once again
in the half.
Taking it to the midfield strike.
100 yards for Keaty on the evening, and he's now going to come off the field as he's kind of limping to the bench, and they'll call a timeout as Ian Tackett will come into the game at the quarterback spot. So a developing situation here, possibly. 33 seconds to play in the half, 28-6, the advantage for Olympia on top of the Saukees.
From our trucks to their lunch trays, to your local hospital, to your favorite pub, and to your kitchen table. For more than 60 years, Dot Foods and Dot Transportation have been stocking the shelves of your hometown. Sure, we've grown a lot, but at our core, we're still small-town, family-run businesses that care about our communities and the people who keep us running. Join the Dot family today and be part of something bigger.
33 seconds to play in the half. 28-6 is the Olympia lead on top of Pittsfield. 3rd and 1, ball right at midfield. They do have the quarterback Keaty on the sidelines. Tackett's in the game right now. Ian Tackett is a 5'7", 130-pound sophomore. He'll play the quarterback spot. 30 guys on the roster for Olympia, so not a ton of depth. 3rd and 1 here. Tackett will be under center. The waning moments of the first half. Tackett takes the snap. He'll hand it off to the man coming back this side. This is Sitton. Sitton puts his foot in the ground. Uh-oh. Tripped up, taken down near the 36-yard line. He nearly broke that one on the counter for a touchdown. A gain of 14 on the play. And it brings up a 1st and 10. Out of timeouts as Olympia, so they'll get up to the line in a hurry here. On a 1st and 10 with 17 seconds to play in the half. Back to pass goes Keaty, who's back in there, steps up, avoids the rush, throws it downfield. Man trying to come back and play the ball, and it's an incomplete pass. It looked like Jackson grabbed a hold of the man and pulled him down. No call. An incomplete pass will stop the clock and bring up a 2nd down and 10 from the 36. Saki's caught a break there.
Was intended.
Jeremiah Jackson grabbed a hold of the intended receiver that time, and Clayton Mortimer.
For number 45, Clayton Mortimer.
Brings up a 2nd down. And now the Saukees call a timeout. You can't take them with you, as they say, and so they'll burn one here. 8 seconds to play in the half, 28-6. The advantage for Olympia. Back with you on the other side of this timeout.
When choosing internet and Wi-Fi service to meet your family's education needs, it pays to do your homework. You'll learn that Cascom, with fast, reliable speeds up to 1 gig, powered by whole home adaptive Wi-Fi, is the right choice. School has changed, and so should your internet. Contact Cascom and upgrade to the internet speed and whole home Wi-Fi your family needs.
Well, there's 8 seconds left to play in the half. 8 seconds. Is that like bull riding? Bull riding? 8 seconds. So they can stay on here. The Saki scan for 8 seconds. They'll get themselves a little break and maybe one of those shiny belt buckles as well. They've got to keep Katie and company out of the end zone. They cannot afford to give up another score. They're already down 28-6. They've only scored 6 points on the season in a game and a half. Keaty's under center. He's back to pass. The lefty hit as he throws. Downfield, up for grabs. Jeremiah Jackson grabs it. That's an INT. He's got it at the 20, 25, 30-yard line. Down the sideline, trying to break the free. Across the 50, inside the 40. Still on his feet. He'll be tripped up, taken down from behind at the 32-yard line. There is no time on the field. And Jeremiah Jackson with a big interception return to end the half with some excitement for the Saukees, but that will bring us to the halftime break. And the Little Jess Motors halftime show. It's Olympia 28, Pittsfield 6. Halftime stats are more your way after this.
There's a road that makes all the difference between the good and the great. A road less traveled for the few who can handle the grind. One of hard work, dedication, integrity, and leadership, with a respect for heritage and tradition and a willingness to adapt. At Little Jess, we travel that road every day because we believe in that difference. And we dare our competition to try and keep up. Little Jess, serving the tri-state area since 1969.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the beautiful and historic city that is Pittsfield, Illinois, a community that feels like home.
Home to over 4,000 residents, a progressive and growing community serves as an amazing place to live, learn, work, and play. With civic, charitable, family, and recreational activities available, you'll never be bored here. Attend an event or festival, play some disc golf on our new championship course, spend the day fishing, or even catch a Civil War reenactment. As a community driven by success, Pittsfield provides numerous incentives to assist citizens and local businesses. Our goal in Pittsfield is to truly advance and prosper. Staying healthy is made easy here, with access to doctors, dentists, and other medical specialists throughout the community. People come to Pittsfield for a variety of reasons: stately historical homes, an abundance of natural resources, hunting, scenic areas along the Illinois and Mississippi rivers, festivals, recreational opportunities, and much more. People stay in Pittsfield simply because life here is great. Picture yourself in Pittsfield today.
Did you know that Prairieland FS doesn't just sell seed? They treat it and box it right here at one of their local facilities, then deliver it to your farm or fields. Growers trust Prairieland FS to deliver top-performing crop protection products that promise the best performance before, during, and after the growing season. Prairieland FS, your leading supplier of choice.
It is a 28-6 advantage at the halftime break on the Little Jess Motors halftime show. The lead for Olympia on top of the Pittsfield Saukees. And taking a look at some halftime stats here. First of all, let's take a look at the scoring drives in this one. Olympia got it started first on a 15-yard run by Sitton. The two-point pass no good. It made it 6-0 for the Spartans at the 10:34 mark of the first. Then at the 6:27 mark of the first quarter, a 73-yard run by Keaty. The two-point try on the run by Sitton was good, made it 14-0 Olympia. The Saukees got a score at the 5:19 mark of the first quarter. An 8-yard pass from Javen Petty to Connor Allen. The PAT by Poor was no good, and it made it 14-6. Olympia would score twice more in the second quarter. A 47-yard run by Sitton at the 5:39 mark. PAT was no good to make it 20-6. And then a 1-yard run set up by an interception by Keaty. That was at the 3:40 mark. The little razzle-dazzle pitch and a pass was good for the 2-point try, and that's how we arrived at this 28-6 halftime score. It's the Stanford Olympia Spartans on top of the Pittsfield Saukees. John's back with a look at the rest of your halftime stats and the little Jess Motors halftime show after this.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You've heard that phrase many times. And Rod Prentice in Pittsfield, your State Farm agent, is the guy you can count on to be your friend and neighbor in the insurance business. He has a complete line of insurance available for you from State Farm Insurance. You can reach him at 217-285-6930. Our family trusts Rod Prentice with all of our insurance needs. Stop by their office on Washington Street and see the girls. And Rod Prentice, your State Farm agent, 217-285-6930.
For nearly 40 years, the Niebuhr Funeral Home has been serving our area with professionalism and compassion. This is our business, our hometown. You can be assured we take great personal pride in serving your family in your time of loss. We're locally owned. We're your friends and neighbors. We care about you and your family. Niebuhr Funeral Home, with locations in Pittsfield and Barry, serving our community with compassion and respect.
Here at Mountain Dew, it's easy to tell who really loves the outdoors. For one thing, there's the rack on your car and the hitch on the back of your truck. There's your garage full of toys, from dirt bikes to wakeboards. And there's your cooler full of Mountain Dew, always at the ready. Because when it's time to get out there, climb into your deer stand or your fishing boat, a cooler of ice-cold Mountain Dew, that's as important a piece of outdoor gear as your spinning rod or your four-wheeler. Mountain Dew. Get out and do.
PCRE Real Estate and Auction is your #1 resource for buying or selling real estate in West Central Illinois. With 2 office locations, one in Pike County and the other in Calhoun County, PCRE Real Estate and Auction is the place to go when you're looking to buy or sell farmland, recreational and hunting land, residential or commercial property. See our current listings at PCRERealestate.com or call us at 217-285-5800 for PCRE Real Estate and Auction.
Pressure's on You would like to wish all the area teams the best of luck this year. If you're looking to get your team shirts or just looking for spirit wear for yourself, remember Pressure's on You. We have over 1,400 square foot of retail space in our shop. Stop by and see us and check out our offerings. Business lets us help you promote your brand. Decoration methods we offer include screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. Thank you to everyone in our community for the support over the last 16 years. Thank you for supporting local. Pressure's on You, 506 West Wood, Camp Point, Illinois.
Welcome back to the Little Jess Motors halftime show. It's a 28-6 advantage for the Olympia Spartans over the Pittsfield Saukees. Little Jess Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Quincy, Illinois, the place to go for your next vehicle purchase. Their staff is committed to making the car buying process simple and making sure each customer's needs are met. Learn more at littlejessmotor.com or stop by and see them at 3431 Main Street in Quincy.
First for the Pittsfield Saukees, they finished first half with 4 first downs. They were led in rushing by 17 yards from Lane Yelled on 6 carries, 17 yards on 3 carries for Jason McKee, and Petty ran the ball 3 times and lost 21 yards in the first half to total out to 15 rushing yards. Petty was 6 of 12 passing for 50% with an interception for 63 yards. Those passes completed to Justin Pittick for 12 yards on 1 catch. Jeremiah Jackson, 2 receptions for 28 yards. Connor Allen, 19 yards on 2 catches. And Eli Leonard, 4 yards on 1 catch in the first half to total out to their 63 passing yards. So 15 rushing yards, 63 passing yards, 78 total yards of offense in the first half of play. Saukees were called for 4 penalties in the first half for 30 yards. The Stanford Olympia Spartans were given 7 first downs in the first half. Their leading rusher was their quarterback, Zach Keaty, 100 yards on 8 carries, 88 yards on 6 carries for Reagan Sitton. Negative 1 yard on 2 runs for Nick Olson. Negative 2 yards on 1 rush for Hunter Martin. 15 yards on 3 runs in the first half for Cade Lawler. And 4 yards on 1 rush for Jack Peggle to total out to their 204 rushing yards. Quarterback Zach Keaty was 1 of 4 passing with an interception for 25% for 10 yards. That 1 catch by Cade Lawler for those 10 yards in the first half of play. They were called for 3 penalties for 16 yards and penalties in the first half. So 204 rushing yards, 10 passing yards, 214 total yards of offense in the first half for Stanford Olympia.
Halftime stats this evening are brought to you in part by Waters Concrete. Tim Waters offers quality concrete for your new build, driveways, sidewalks, decorative patios, anything with concrete. It's Waters Concrete, ready to serve you. Call 309-252-1052. It's a halftime lead for Stanford Olympia on top of the Pittsfield Saukees, 28-6 on the Little Jess Motors halftime show. Back with more after this.
The caring and experienced professionals at Hamilton Funeral Homes are here to support you through this difficult time. We offer a range of personalized services to suit your family's wishes and requirements. You can count on us to help you plan a personal, lasting tribute to your loved one, and we'll carefully guide you through the many decisions that must be made during this challenging time. You're welcome to call us at any time of the day, any day of the week. Visit our funeral home in person or on the web at hamiltonfuneralhome.com. Call 217-593-6517. Camp Point Central Sports are proud to have Dear Western Grain as a sponsor of this broadcast. Dear Western Grain, there for you for all your grain and feed needs. Why don't you give them a call and check out all the locations of Dear Western Grain? With locations in Golden, Paloma, Mount Sterling, Clayton, La Prairie, Liberty, Industry, Carthage, and Blandonsville. For more information, call Dear Western Grain Services 696-4461. That's 696-4461, or on the web at dearwesterngrain.com.
Illini Community Hospital is committed to providing high-quality specialty care close to home. We are pleased to welcome Dr. William Severino, urologist, and Dr. Mark Mount, ear, nose, and throat physician, to the consulting physician clinic team at the Castile Center. Specialty care is also provided for orthopedics, cardiology, podiatry, obstetrics, oncology, and more. Learn more by visiting IlliniHospital.org or call 217-285-2113, extension 3950 to schedule an appointment.
Call Best Systems Builders for all your insulation needs. We are a full-service insulation contractor offering both open and closed cell spray foam, blown cellulose, and fiberglass installation. Best Systems has 2 BPI certified professionals ready to inspect your home or business today. You may qualify for incentives through the American Act on Energy program. Call Scott or Michael at 217-285-6005 for your free estimate, or visit us online at gobestsystems.com and start saving money on your energy bill today. Williams Auto Sales, 439 North 3rd in Quincy is your headquarters for quality used vehicles. Shop their 439 North 3rd location Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 and Saturdays 9 to 2. Check out their inventory of WilliamsAutoSalesQuincy.com or call Tony the Truck Guy at 217-223-3325. Williams Auto Sales, 439 North 3rd in Quincy, wishing the Panthers the best of luck this year. Give them a call at 217-223-3325. Williams Auto Sales.
Welcome back on the Little Jess Motors halftime show.
If only you could hear the comments that come into play at halftime.
You would be just as sad with your life as we are. But at the halftime break, it is 28-6, the advantage for Olympia on top of the Pittsfield Saukees. And, well, Olympia came out, got the scoring going early, and Pittsfield cut it to 14-6 at one point, but a couple of scores in a row for the Spartans there toward the end of the first half to expand the lead out 28-6 at the halftime break. They'll also get the lead, the ball to start this second half. So
they will have the lead to start the second half, too.
That is how it works. If you have the lead in the first half, you do get to have the lead to end the second half as well. Here on the Little Jess Motors halftime show, some halftime stats brought to you by Trucks LLC. Linwood and MacArthur are tied at halftime at 13 points apiece. SHG big over Springfield High 42-6. Brown County winning their contest near the halftime break 32-0. Winslow, the best team in 1A football, on top of Dakota 40-8 at the half. On the other side of the river, it's Bowling Green beating up Palmyra 64-6 at the halftime break. Alton is trailing Quincy High late in the first quarter, 20-0. Beardstown on top of West Central near the halftime break, 14-0. Maroa led Auburn 17-0 at the half in Sangamo action. So Auburn, after having a little down year last year, looks to be like they're going to be back to be a team to be reckoned with. And that Maroa team, as we told you multiple times, is a juggernaut of their own. Hey, we've got fans watching from all over the place this evening. They're at the Madison Street Pub, the Surly Pig, and at Bowlers Universe. And speaking of Bowlers Universe, they're open Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., Fridays until midnight, Saturdays 4 to midnight. They offer many menu items, burgers and fries, specialty pizzas, the fried pickles. Tell Gretchen you'd like to try the fried green beans and the potato skins. Try one of their many craft beers as well. Come out and enjoy a good time at Bowlers Universe. Bowling League start not next week, not last week, but this week. This coming week, John, Labor Day week.
This week.
Coming up, and you get your bowling balls ready to go, and the lanes will all be waxed up and ready to roll. And they're looking for a few teams, so if you want to join in on the festivities, give the good folks at Bowlers Universe a call. You can call them right now. They'll be there. They can get you signed up for bowling right at this moment. At the halftime break, it's a 28-6 advantage for Olympia on top of the Saukees. We'll get set for second half action after this.
Shelley Brennicky is a candidate for Pike County Clerk. Shelley is a lifelong resident of Pike County. A 1989 graduate of Pittsfield High School, Shelley earned her Bachelor's of Arts in English from Culver Stockton College and her Master's from Grand Canyon University. Her husband, Dan Brennicky, also a lifelong resident of Pike County, served as a Pike County Sheriff's Deputy for 17 years before being appointed as the current Pike County Jail Administrator. Together they raised their son, Dusty, who is now the bailiff at the Pike County Courthouse. Shelley has been a high school English teacher at Winchester High School since 1998. Stemming from farming folk, she understands hard work and perseverance. Shelley's desire to serve the community in the Pike County Clerk's position is fueled by her service-minded attitude, diligence, conscientiousness, and dedication. She believes Pike County deserves the best in their elected officials, and that best can only come from a servant heart. She would appreciate your vote on Election Day, November 8th. Follow her on Facebook at Shelley Brennicky for Pike County Clerk. Paid for by Shelley Brennicky for Pike County Clerk.
Abney Home Improvement is a family-owned company with Christian values. We have a passion for helping our customers find the best products at a great price. We understand making a large purchase of windows and doors for your home is a big investment. Our mission is to be completely upfront with you. We have built our business on trust and reputation. We depend on our customers to refer us to friends and family for their home improvement needs. Call 573-221-0886. We finish what we start with quality for you. Abney Home Improvement's 100% satisfaction is what we build our business on.
If you're near retirement or thinking about retiring, you probably have questions. How do you make your savings last? How much should you take out and when? You're ready for retirement, but are your finances? Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Derek Harris, can help you build a strategy to help your finances keep up with your needs over the long haul. You've done what it takes to get there. Now it's time to make the most of retirement. Stop by the office at 1891 Main Street in Quincy, Illinois for a face-to-fact appointment. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
Time to be thinking about tax planning. You can count on Illinois FBFM for accounting, consulting, and tax preparation for farmers and businesses in Pike, Brown, and Adams County. Phone 217-593-7233. That's 593-7233. Illinois FBFM can take care of your farm accounting needs. Get your accounts in order for this tax season. Contact Jesse Shootman, Emily Carlson, and Brad Wellman. Illinois FBFM in Camp Point, working for you.
Well, thank you to Little Jess Motors for being our halftime sponsor. See the Little Jess guys and gals. They'll be ready to help you with your next vehicle purchase. You'll find them at 3431 Main Street in Quincy, Illinois. LittleJessMotor.com.
They took care of you, Charlie.
They did.
That's what we got here in.
That's how we got here in the Little Jess Motor Jeep. I would like to say they sponsored it, but I don't know. I'm still waiting on those payments coming every month.
If they just make one even, it would be really nice, wouldn't it?
I bet you they would, too. They're good guys, Rodney and company there. That Little Jess. Olympia's going to get the ball to start the second half. The Saukees will look for good coverage on the kick. They didn't have that on their one kickoff tonight, so they'll look for a little better coverage on the special team side here in just a moment. Illini Express here to serve you with walk-in medical care when you need it. Open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. every Monday through Saturday. Illini Express sees patients ages 18 months and older. No appointment necessary. They'll be open Monday for the holidays, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. should you need them. Learn more at IlliniHospital.org. What did org stand for, John? Is that organization?
I believe so.
Oh, okay.
You can only be a .org if you're a
organization.
I don't remember. If I think about it for a little bit, I might be able to tell you.
No idea. You're going to just make something up. What did it stand for?
Communication.
Oh, perfect. Cook is ready to kick it off, and he'll put his boot into this one. It's a kick that's headed toward the sideline. We'll go out of bounds, hit the third lane of the track over there, and Olympia will get the ball to 35. First and 10. I would assume so. They could make him re-kick, really.
Doesn't look like they're going to. Everybody's changing sides and getting ready to go.
They're ready to go.
This number 34 is not sure where the ball's going to go, so he's standing up there at the 50.
So I'm going to stand right here. He's laughing. He's having a good time. 28-6, the advantage for Olympia. On the Trucks scoreboard, Trucks LLC.
Keedy back out there. It looked like he, when he came out, he was really nursing an ankle, but he got back out there quickly.
He threw the interception in the half.
Yeah, he didn't look like he was necessarily wanting to run after he went back out there, though, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Ball is going to be placed at the 37-yard line.
That must have been where it went out of bounds.
Oh, okay. Well, it did go out of bounds in a hurry.
Yeah.
So the 37. First and 10. They split a man wide to the left-hand side. That's Chase Litweiler. Keedy is under center. Puts a man in motion left to right. He will run the option, pitch it outside to Sitton. Sitton looking for the corner. Saki's trying to turn him back in and do so after a short gain. Elliott in on the stop along with Jackson. A gain up to the 40-yard line. A gain of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a second down and 7. Sitton is starting to rack up some yards of his own. 91 yards on the ground for young Mr. Reagan Sitton. R-E-Y-G-A-N. Reagan. He's a senior, 5'7", 160 pounds. Second and 7 here for Olympia. Saki's have that defensive front of Mowen, White, and Forshey as the 3 down linemen right now. A couple of sophomores and a junior. Here's Keedy trying to go the student body to the right, and there he goes. There he goes like he was shot out of a cannon. 10-5 and a touchdown. And for the second time tonight, Keedy takes it along in the round run by the quarterback. It's a 60-yard run and a Spartan touchdown to start this second half of play.
Well, Keedy didn't look injured there, so I'd say he can run.
He looked pretty good on the old end around there, John, didn't he? He must have got some of that magic stuff like they had at halftime of Space Jam.
Some of that magic water?
The original Space Jam, not the LeBron version.
I haven't seen the new one. Is it any
good?
good?
Anybody else.
Oh, okay.
LeBron's kids wouldn't even watch it.
Wow.
I said, by the way, can you retire? Because we don't want to play with you either.
Oh, wow.
It's 34-6. Keedy under center. Going for 2. Puts Sitton in motion. He'll keep it. Rolling to his left. The lefty looks for the back of the end zone. There he is. He's got his man, and Clayton Mortimer. And the 2-point try is good, and the lead now is 30 for Olympia, 36-6. Good first drive of the second half for the Spartans. 11:01 to play in the third.
Few things compare to Camp Point Central's fans' dedication to the Panthers. The same can be said about Channel and the farmers they serve. You see, unlike other seed companies, they don't have salesmen. With Channel, you get the advantage of a dedicated Channel seedsman, a trusted year-round advisor who can provide the right recommendations for your fields. It's their hands-on approach that truly sets them apart. Customized service, expert advice, elite seed management products. Find your Channel seedsman at channel.com or contact local district sales manager Matt Hughes at 217-242-8852.
Did you know that PCRE Real Estate and Auction now offers a full-service auction alternative? Farmland, residential real estate, commercial real estate, estates, guns, antiques, farm equipment, and commercial equipment are a few examples that the experienced auction team is ready to assist you with. Our team can make the auction experience less stressful and smooth. Check out our next auctions at our new auction location at 500 Piper Lane in Pittsfield, or call 217-430-2985 and speak with Jason Duke to learn more.
11:01 to play in the third. It is 36-6 Olympia on top on the Trucks scoreboard. And after a long run by Keedy for the touchdown, the 2-point try, here comes George Martin to kick it off.
I think George Martin is who wrote Game of Thrones, Charlie. Do you think that's him?
Can I tell you how many
Oh, he's not George R.R. Martin.
Can I tell you how many episodes of Game of Thrones I've watched?
No, the books.
Oh. Here's the kickoff. It's taken by one of the upmen for the Saukees. That's Pinnock, and he'll be taken down at about the 38-yard line, we'll call it. And that's where Pittsfield will start 1st and 10 at their own 38 with 10:57 to play in this
number 22,
third
Cohen
quarter.
Alexander, and number 25.
And here comes the Saki offense out to the field.
Kickoff for Olympia.
From the 38-yard line, 1st and 10. Petty will be in the gun. 2 receivers to his right, 2 to the left. He will hand it off. Ball is fumbled, and it's recovered by Olympia.
Bad handoff.
Recovering the fumble for the Spartans is Chase Litweiler.
Litweiler comes up with the ball for the Spartans.
And it'll be a turnover on the fumble for the Saukees with 10:52 to play in this third.
Running back never had the ball.
I don't know if it was an RPO or what, but the ball went up in the air about 5 yards and then fell harmlessly to the turf. And the 2 Olympia men were able to dive on it there to be 1st and 10 from the 35 for Olympia. They're back in action. Up 30 points, I should say. Keaty's under center. Puts a man in motion and sitting. He goes back to pass. They got a man in motion early, so this play is coming back. Olsen's behind the defense. He overthrows him anyway, so the penalty flag.
Pass falls incomplete.
False start.
There's a flag on the field.
Would be turned down. Should bring up a 2nd and 10. Officials were a little flag happy early, but I've cooled it down a little bit. And it is a false start. Pittsfield will. Why wouldn't you turn down the penalty?
I'd turn down the penalty and take 2nd down, but
illegal procedure is the call against the Spartans.
They're thinking about it.
First and 15.
They have it. They started to walk it off, and then they were.
I don't think they asked the sideline.
I don't think they did either.
They do ask the sideline. They said, let's call it 1st and 15. All right.
Okay.
Good position. Probably makes sense.
Still be 1st down.
1st and 15 from the 40-yard line. 10:46 to play in the third. Keaty under center in the double wing, puts Sitton in motion. They're going to give it to him on the pitch out on this side. He's got blockers out in front, picks up the defense. He's across the 35, lowers his shoulder, and pushed out of bounds near the 33-yard line. A gain of 7 on the play. This will bring up a 2nd down and 8.
Number 23, Reagan Sitton, carrying for Olympia.
2nd down and 8 yards to go for Stanford Olympia. He gets run out of bounds. Does Sitton.
Gain of about
so that stops the clock.
8 yards. 2nd down.
Should just let him tell him.
This Olympia outfit, man, they're well on their way to 2-0 on the season. They won 2 games all of last year. They're like, hey, we like this new conference. Keaty calls the line set. The play clock not going to run this time around.
It's kind of been sporadic.
Checking his watch. Now he's got the back judge counting. Running time off the clock now. Now we'll have a timeout called. Timeout by Olympia. 36-6 is the lead for the Spartans on top of the Saukees.
Spartans call timeout.
And we're back with you on the other side of this break.
It's time to say Pepsi, please, at your local county market. Refreshment Services Pepsi and County Market, your best value for delicious drinks to get ready for every game. Stop by your local county market to pick up your favorite Pepsi products today. Stock up for your next family get-together. Refreshment Services Pepsi and County Market for the best price around on all your Pepsi products. You love them and they've got them at County Market. Stop by today and say Pepsi, please, at your local county market. The Farmers National Bank of Griggsville with locations in Griggsville, Mount Sterling, and Pittsfield. Maybe you ask, why choose Farmers National Bank of Griggsville? The answer is simple. Local people, local decisions, and local commitment with local investments. We have many products and services to meet your needs. We invite you to find out more about us. Go to fmbgriggsville.com and explore all the services we offer. Visit any of our 3 friendly locations in Mount Sterling, Griggsville, and Pittsfield today. The Farmers National Bank of Griggsville, local people helping local people, member FDIC.
We're back to live action. Here comes the running back on the counter play. Breaks the tackle. Olsen stretches out. He's inside the 30 down to the 27-yard line. A pickup of 6 on the play to the 27. And now we have a man down for the Spartans.
Injured Spartan
a little bit of an injury possibly here to bring up a 3rd down and 3 for Olympia.
Down appears to be Aaron Horn, who was in at a running back. Nope, I'm sorry, I lied to you.
I heard it.
Not number 7.
Like
number 71.
That's Nolan Yeary.
Yep, Nolan Yeary.
215-pound junior. Well, he's just cramping up. It is a little humid still here this evening, although it's cooler than it has been.
Very hazy.
Very hazy around the field, you think?
Yeah, I mean, if you look, I know the lights, the way that they're situated, make it kind of look like that, too. Could have the fireworks?
Yeah, the fireworks went off earlier.
I didn't see them.
Yeah, they were celebrating Alumni Weekend here in Olympia. The class of 1973 was introduced. It was the first class to go through the Stanford Olympia High School. Folks were looking pretty good. They're all about, 65 years old now?
Somewhere in there. Year younger than Jack.
Retired. Loving life, Justin Poor tells us, just like he is every day. Here's a handoff up the middle to the fullback. Lawler, I believe. Lawler Oxenfree takes it down to the 22-yard line. A gain of 5 and a 1st and 10.
Lawler carrying the ball for Olympia.
1st and 10 for Olympia. Man being tended to by the training staff down here is Yeary. He's trying to stretch out a little bit. Fresh set of downs with 9:40 and counting in this 3rd period. The blue-clad Spartans are on the move in Saki territory at the 22-yard line. They put Sitton in motion. Going to pitch it to him along the right-hand side. A little penetration up there by Allen, but he misses them in the backfield, and Sitton's going to turn the corner and be ridden down after a gain near the 16. A gain of 6 on the play to bring up a 2nd and 4. And primarily a run game here for the squad from Olympia.
I believe just 10 yards passing so far in the game.
4 passes total, 10 total yards.
6 on that run.
So, man, when you're chugging it away on the ground, why would you put it in the air? By the way, these 2 teams won't play on Monday or Tuesday in a fresh soft game. They'll both be off there. Well, at least Pittsfield will. Maybe Olympia got an opponent for their squad to play. I'm not sure. 2nd and 4. 8:45 and counting in the 3rd. Sitting in motion again. They'll hand it off to Lawler, and Lawler will be stood up now at the line of scrimmage. No gain, no loss. It'll bring up a 3rd down from the 16. Nice job by the Saki defensive front that time to come up with a stop.
Saki's with 3 new defensive linemen in the game,
Number
looks
5,
like.
Cade Lawler with the run attempt. No gain on that try.
Trying to keep
3rd down for Olympia.
Fresh bodies up front. Looks like, is that a 49 on the far side?
I believe so.
That's Cameron Smith. He's a sophomore. 6'2", 280-pounder. Under center is Keedy. Here, Keedy gets around the end. The ball comes out. Who's got it? It's a scramble for it. Pittsfield thinks they have it. Olympia says, no, we have it, and it's 4th down. So they're going to lose 2 yards on the play. Give those to Keedy. They'll lose back to the 18-yard line and bring up a 4th down. 6. 4th and 6. Clock counting.
Carly, they did not.
28 and counting.
They gave him forward progress for some reason. Not really sure why.
Yeah, it's 4th and, okay, we'll call it 4th and 5. I don't know how you get forward progress on a ball rolling backwards.
I'm not sure either, but they definitely did. So
not necessarily how it works.
Unfortunately, you kind of have to take the referees that you get because there aren't very many available.
I have the microphone, so you will listen to every word I have to say. Keaty's under center. He's back to pass. No, he fumbles the snap. He picks it up, and he scrambles forward, and he's close to that down marker, but I think he's just a hair shy. Yeah, it's going to be a turnover on downs. He gets to the 14-yard line. He gained 2, but he needed 5, and that'll be a turnover on downs here. So a little bit of a botched handle.
Spartans turn the ball over on downs.
Maybe give him 3 there.
All right, so Pittsfield will get the ball at the 12-yard line. 1st and 10. They turned it over on their only play of the half so far and started at their own 12 with 6:57 to play in the third. Petty in at quarterback. 2 receivers to either side. Puts a man in motion and Pinnock. All the way across the formation. Hands it off on the left-hand side. That's to Elliott up across the 15 near the 17-yard line. A gain of 5 on the play by Lane Elliott, and this will bring up a 2nd down and 5. The Saki offense last season moved the ball on the regular against almost everybody. Maybe Maroa was the one exception. They have just not been in a rhythm at all this first part of the season. Here's a ball thrown to Elijah Leonard. Had to go up and get it. Now he's taken down up near the 25-yard line. A gain of 8 on the play, and that'll be good for a Saki first down. Right on cue. As I said, they hadn't moved the ball. They moved the ball.
Keep talking bad about him.
I'm not talking bad, just being realistic about it. They hadn't moved the
No,
ball.
I would agree.
Last season they did. And
They did, absolutely. I would agree.
You had seniors at those offensive line spots where you have sophomores right now. It makes a difference. You had some weapons on the outside that were pretty potent. Here's a pass out to the left-hand side now. This is to McKelvey Moore. And Moore will take it up across the 25 to about the 27. A gain of 2 on the play on the pass to Moore. Brings up a 2nd down and 8.
Had a quarterback with in his 2nd year of experience.
McAllister. Petty in there at the gun right here. He will, well, this plays a little bit of a botched play. Now Petty trying to elude the rush, and he will take a pretty good shot right there. Gains a yard on the play, and this will bring up a 3rd down and 7.
Somebody's slow to get up on that far side.
There's a Spartan down.
Here's like a Spartan down.
It's one of the Stanford Olympia players, and while they tend to him, we will pause for a break. 5:29 to play in the third. 36-6, Olympia on top. Back with you after this.
At Logan Agri-Service, we consider it a badge of honor to be recognized as one of the larger independent suppliers of crop protection chemicals in the Midwest. We've worked hard for years to provide you with the access to the best herbicides, insecticides, and fungicides from top manufacturers because we know without you, our local farmers, we wouldn't be here. When you have questions, call our local experts to discuss what works best for your fields and your situation, or visit us online at loganag.com. Serving agriculture since 1962.
5:29 left in the third, 36-6 Olympia. We're back to live action. Petty on the gun from a 3rd and 6. Has some time, looking downfield, has a man behind the defense, and it's overthrown. Jackson was the intended receiver. He's overthrown by about a yard. He might have even got a little bit of a fingertip on it. And yeah, it's 4th down. I don't know what the
Saki's pass
Not
falls
sure.
incomplete.
was there.
Brings up 4th down.
Butterfingers. Huh. I like me a good Butterfinger. They're going to go for it here. 4th and 7 here. It's a slow snap. Petty back to pass. Looks across the middle. Has it completed to Pinnock. The old reliable up near the 41-yard line. And they'll pick up a 1st down on a 4th and long. So a 13-yard pickup and a 1st and 10 now up to the 41-yard line. Well thrown ball there. Put it right where it needed to be that time. With 5:14 left in the third.
Saki's game first
So down 36-6. They went for it deep in their own territory, and it pays off. Trips right now. Single receiver out to the left. Petty on the gun. He's back to pass again. Looks for a man. Has Elijah Leonard this time. Leonard is able to bring it in. Forward progress up near the 49-yard line, we'll call it. An 8-yard pickup. And this will bring up a 2nd down and 2. Pittsfield getting in a little bit of a rhythm now offensively, it appears. 2nd and 2 from their own 49. Down by 30 with 4:44 to play in the third. Two receivers wide to either side now. Petty back to pass once again, looking for the little swing pass out to McKee, and overthrows him. That'll be an incompletion. Stop the clock. Bring up a 3rd and 2. McKee was kind of had his head turned around that entire time looking back at the quarterback, and they just weren't on the same timing that time. Where he and the quarterback Petty. The Pike County Express is your local family-owned newspaper. They've been serving Pike County since 1991. Check them out each Wednesday on a newsstand near you. 3rd and 2 here for the Saukees near midfield. They'll hand the ball off to Lane Yelly on the left side. He stretches out. Looks like he's got the first down. And he does to the Olympia 49. So he picks up 4 yards on the play and a fresh set of downs just past midfield.
Chase Litweiler making the tackle. But the gain was enough for a Saukees first down.
So 1st and 10 for Pittsfield. They host Williamsville next week for homecoming to the Saukees. Trips left, single receiver to the right. Williamsville was well on their way to 2-0. They were up by 35-0 in the first quarter, I believe. Petty's back to pass, sets his feet, has him under him, throws it out near the sideline. Man had to come back and play the ball. It is caught out there by Jackson, it appears. Jeremiah Jackson at the 42
pass was complete.
Yard line, a pickup of 7 on the play. Brings up a 2nd down and 3. Petty had some completions here in this 3rd quarter on this drive. 101 yards passing now for Javen. Trips left, single man to the right. They'll hand it off now to McKee. McKee cuts back, gets a foot in the ground, has him up the middle now. Still on his feet and is taken down near the 31-yard line. Good run by McKee, a pickup of 11 on the play, and another Saki first down here.
Nick Olson making
so
the
now
tackle
getting
for
some
Olympia.
rhythm is this offense. It's taken a while for Pittsfield. And you don't, I mean, you'd like to see it when you're closer than 30, but hey, you got to start somewhere, right?
Find positives.
3:09 to play in the 3rd. Trips right. We've been trying to avoid positives the last couple of years, John. What are you trying to tell me now? Petty looking to his right, has Allen. Allen had to go up for it. Now retreats and is going to be taken down. I think we'll give him forward progress right to about the 26-yard line. A gain of 5 on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd and 5. In fact, we heard that the Olympia band
might have had some positives.
They weren't here tonight because they had too many kids out sick. And I went, things you wouldn't say a year and a half ago for 200, Alex. 2nd and 5, I should say.
Well, that was announced on the PA, wasn't it?
Petty passes to the left-hand side. There's Jackson. Gets a nice block there. He's up near the first down marker, just shy of the 20 at about the 21-yard line. That's a pickup of 5, and if that's a 5-yard pickup, it is, and it's a first down. And another first and 10.
Braden Nystrom making the tackle for Olympia.
It's the only place I've ever seen where they only announced the
2:19 to play in 30. Yeah,
the tackler.
That's the tackler before the ball.
They don't ever announce the ball a lot of the time.
Here's Elliott up the middle now. He still keeping the legs churning. Taking inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line. A gain of 3.
Number 71.
So a 2nd and
Nolan
7.
Yuri.
Nolan Yuri. Let's see him back out there. He was out earlier with a little bit of a cramp. Saki's trying to get quick to the line. Back to passes Petty. Looking to his left. Has Jackson again. Makes one man miss. Spins forward. Inside the 15, down to the 13-yard line. A gain of 5 on the play, and this will bring up a 3rd down and 2.
Number 22, Cohen Alexander.
We'll let him call the tackles.
1:48 to play in the 3rd. Clock stops. As the man went out of bounds. A 3rd and a long 2 here for the Saukees. 4-down territory. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right-hand side. Petty looks at his left wrist as the play call comes in from the sideline. Calls the line set, puts Allen in motion from the right to the left. Hands the ball off. That's to McKee. McKee looking for room. Not much there this time. Gains a yard on the play, and he's going to be about a yard short. So it'll be 4th and 1 from the 12. So 4th and a yard to go here.
Brendan Reber.
Talking about the Saki starts so deep in the backfield, man, it's hard to get around 7 yards to gain none. Then they've got the eye in there, and they're going to try to make him jump off sides here, I guess. Nope, they hand it off. Elliott right side, he's got the first down. Inside the 10, down to about the 8-yard line. Needed 1, gained 4, and it's a 1st and goal from the 8. So Laney Elliott picks up another Saki first down. This drive started back at their own 12-yard line with 6 minutes and 57 seconds to play in the half. And they are now first and goal. So a nice long sustained drive. Petty back to pass, looking to his right. Has Allen had to kind of retreat to come get it and is spun down right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll bring up a second and goal from the 8. Ooh, looky there. They do move forward. They put him down to the 6. Called a 2-yard gain. What do I know? They gave him forward progress, even though he had to come back and get the ball before he caught it. He had to retreat.
Well, they gave them forward progress after a fumble, so.
2 receivers wide to the left, 2 to the right-hand side. Good drive by the Saukees. Can they cap it off with a touchdown here? They'll hand it off up the middle, and no dice. As McKee, I believe, is the ball carrier this time. He's stacked up after no gain. And it'll be third and goal.
Tackle made by number 55.
From the 6-yard line.
Bauer.
Bauer in on the stop. Third and goal. Petty him again. 8 seconds to play in the quarter. Could be the final play. Looking for a man on the fade to the back of the end zone. It is up and incomplete, but that's pass interference. Incomplete pass.
Pass interference in the end zone.
So that'll be half the distance to the goal. And a replay of the down with 1 second to play.
Defender is down and injured.
Pinnock was the intended man. They call it a pass interference, which in high school is not a spot foul. So you don't get the ball at the 1 like you do in the NFL. It's a 10-yard penalty, so it'll be half the distance to the goal from about the 6. So it's going to be about third and goal to go from the 3. As they tend to the injured Spartan out there. We remind you about Real Net and Twine. They're located just north of Pittsfield, across from the airport. Your local headquarters for concrete lawn ornaments, statues, fountains, outdoor wall hangings, and much, much more. Stop by and see Rick and Tracy Reel, or call 217-285-5013.
That defender is going to walk off. Oh, he's going to be helped off by a coach, it looks like. Going to walk him around the far end zone there.
All right. There's a whole second left on the clock here. Ball is resting just outside the 3 at about the 3.5-yard line. Third and goal for the Saukees. This I can say with, well, I guess if there's a defensive penalty, it wouldn't be the final play of the third, but it should be the final play of the third. Petty will be under center. Takes the snap. Quarterback keeper to the left-hand side. Petty is trying to ride behind the offensive line. He stretches the ball out. Now it's loose. It is fumbled, and it is recovered by Pittsfield. Petty was on top of the pile. He tried to stretch it out, and he fumbled the football. It's recovered by Tucker Cook back up at 2, and the Saukees will end the third quarter with that fumble. They'll have it fourth and goal from the 2 at the other end of the football field.
Ball bounced around
trailing 36-6, headed to the fourth quarter. Back with you after this.
Damon Plumbing, serving all of Pike County and the surrounding area with quality residential and commercial plumbing services. Damon Plumbing offers septic installation, drain cleaning, new water lines, remodel work for your home, or if you're planning a new build, make sure you include the Damon boys. To get it right the first time, no job too big. Have you seen Braden and Doug? Or too small? Sorry, Corby, couldn't resist. Call Braden at 217-491-5415 or Doug at 217-617-2318. Damon Plumbing, recommended by our family for your family. When you think of fall, what comes to mind besides pumpkins, honey, and football? How about fertilizer? Studies show more than 1/3 of your crop's yield is determined by fertilizer alone. Studies also show as much as 40% potassium and 30% phosphate gets tied up in stalks and residue, as well as high clay content. Nutrient Ag Solutions recommends Titan, which is an innovative fertilizer catalyst designed for use with dry fertilizer blends. Titan will keep nutrients from being tied up and increase fertilizer availability in your crop. Titan is a low-cost option to improve crop fertility. Contact your nutrient crop consultant today.
It is fourth and goal to go from the 2 for the Saukees as we get ready to start the final quarter of play. They trail 36-6 on the Trucks scoreboard. Petty fumbled it. It was recovered by Tucker Cook after the fumble. Petty tried to keep it on the quarterback keeper. He tried to stretch the ball out. It kind of got knocked out of his hand. The referee said it had not broken the plane at that point. And Pittsfield fortunate to recover it here and live to play another down on this drive. It's been a good long drive. Started at their own 12. Can they cap it off with a touchdown here? 4th and 2, they'll be in the I, under center. Everybody up tight with a single receiver to the right-hand side. Petty takes the snap, hands it off to the fullback. That is to Elliott, and he'll be in for the score. Laney Elliott takes it in from 2 yards out and makes this a 36-12 score. So Elliott with his first touchdown run of the
Saki
season.
Score touchdown.
And Pittsfield will now go for 2, I would think. Now 28 points right now. 24 points right now. And
at 22 points would be three scores with extra points. So
there's a flag.
You want to go for 2, right?
Illegal participation by the Saukees. Got too many guys on the field.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and that was 12. And what they say about 12, it's 1 more than 11.
There's a flag on the play for a substitution infraction against the Saukees. It will move them back.
So 5-yard penalty, and the 2-point try becomes a little bit harder here. Or does it? Bum, bum, bum. Petty in the shotgun. They have 2-minute motion at the same time. That should be a penalty. And it is thrown. They'll give it to Elliott. Elliott will be hit. He's going to be taken down. That penalty flag will be picked up. They'll turn it down. 2-minute motion, but no big deal here, they say. And
illegal motion.
After the touchdown, it's a 36-12 score. 11:57 left. Back after this.
Brian Dickut Trucking, LLC has been in business since 1995. Brian Dickut Trucking offers hauling of liquid and dry fertilizer, grain, rock, feed, lime, with local and long-distance hauling. Brian Dickut Trucking is located at 1878 East 2100 Street, Camp Point. Call them at 217-257-8302. That's 257-8302. Long dumps, short dumps, hoppers, and tanks. When you need it hauled, trust the experts at Brian Dickut Trucking, LLC in Camp Point. They deliver. Trucks LLC will be located this fall in the new building at 14 East Industrial Park Drive in Pittsfield. Call 217-922-0044. Diesel repair service offering 24-hour roadside repair, mobile service units, semi-truck and trailers, farm and ag equipment, DOT inspections, hydraulic hose repair, anything diesel, we can come to you along the road in the field or at your shop. It's Trucks. Call 217-922-0044. That's 217-922-0044.
$11:57 to play. 36-12 is the advantage for Olympia over the Saukees on the Trucks scoreboard. And here's Tucker Cook on the kickoff. He'll kick it on the ground. It'll be touched by the man, and then the man behind him will dive on it, and Olympia will get the ball 1st and 10. Pretty good field position up near the 41-yard line, their own 41, with 11:55 to play.
Cover up that short kick.
Maybe an onside attempt, John?
Saukees had a chance at it if they could have gotten onto it quickly, but they were not very close to the man when it was hitting him.
Didn't really take a bounce of a pop-up in the air at all, did it?
It did not. It just hit the man, and it fell down, and he kind of stood there and looked at it for a moment, and then somebody else dove on it.
Keedy will bring the play in from the sideline. 36-12, the Olympia advantage on top of Pittsfield. Just seconds into this final quarter of play from Stanford Olympia High School, just as we approach the 9 o'clock hour. Keedy's under center in the double wing, puts a man in motion in sit. Around the option, Keedy will keep it on the right-hand side. Has the corner again. And he's off. 30, 25, 20, gets the block, and he goes for a score. And Keedy with another touchdown. And the Saukees again lose contained. This time, Keedy takes it for a 59-yard touchdown run.
Throwing a big block at the end to let Zach Keedy make it all the way into the
And it's just demoralizing when you have a drive that starts at your own 12, you march all the way down, you score on a 4th and goal play, a big-time play, and then the first play of the other team's drive, they run for 59 yards. 42-12. On the Truck scoreboard, and now they will go for 2 at Olympia. 220 yards on the ground tonight for Keaty. He's a quick one. He gets outside, man. He's got some breakaway type of speed, does young Mr. Keaty. He's under center on the 2-point try here, but sitting in motion. He'll pitch it to him on the motion. Outside, gets a nice seal block out there. Really nice block. I want to give credit to that young man. That's Hunter Martin on the block. Sidney is able to take it in for the 2-point try and makes it 44-12. Olympia leads Pittsfield. 11:43 left.
When I'm driving in my car with my family, I've got 2 kids and a wife, and 4 of us are driving a car, we literally get excited when we see a dot truck. It's actually a sense of pride.
Why I would encourage anyone to work at dot. We take care of each other.
The company continues to grow and expand.
That to me is what brings me to work every day and that I enjoy.
Diversity, culture, family, all of those things, if you want them, you should be at dot.
Catch all the action at Jersey's Bar and Grill in Camp Point. Central football games every Friday on the big screen. 7 TVs to catch every NFL game all season long. Come enjoy a nice afternoon on the patio or listen to some live music on the weekends. Queen of Hearts drawing every Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Rain City Addiction on the patio on September 3rd at 7 o'clock. Bags Tournament September 11th at 2 o'clock. Our Oktoberfest celebration will be September 17th with the Robert Sampson Band at 7 o'clock. Car show same day from 12 to 3. Get to Jersey's Bar and Grill in Camp Point, your hometown sports bar.
11:43 left, 44-12. The Olympia advantage on top of the Pittsfield Saukees here in the 4th quarter. Greg, his friends call him Greg. I like to call him George myself. Martin, ready to kick it off. A little stutter step. He will pooch this one in the air, and it's going to be taken by the up man, Moore, out the 20, and he is absolutely lit up by Cole Bauer Power Hour right there.
But his teammates knock him down.
170-pound sophomore, and he put a licking on McKelvey Moore right there. I mean, that was a nice pop of the pads. And the Saki will start 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard. Still 11 minutes and 37 seconds left in this game. Petty will be on the gun. 2 receivers to his left in Pinnock and Jackson. Looks like Allen and Leonard to his right. Petty is rolling out to the right, looking for a place to pass it. He'll put it up for grabs and overthrows Connor Allen. Incomplete pass will stop the clock and bring up a 2nd and 10. I know what the Saukees are thinking. They got in a rhythm passing the last time around.
But it makes the game longer when you don't complete them.
Sure does make it last longer. And sure does give the other team an opportunity, if you don't complete those passes, to add on. Petty in the gun. Back to pass. Yet again. Has some time. Now he's flushed out of the pocket. Needs to get rid of it. Does so looking for Leonard, and it's off of his fingertips, incomplete.
Would have been a 1st down pass if Leonard could have hauled it in.
3rd and 10.
3rd down and 10 to go.
The ball was thrown a little too far out of his reach.
Stops the clock with 11:22 to play. This drive has taken 15 seconds. In 2 plays. Have not netted any yardage, and it's 3rd and 10. Petty looks to the left wrist, calls out the play from the backfield. He is 6 yards deep. Back to pass. Looking to his left. Fumbles the ball. Ball is picked up by Thompson, and he'll be dove on there at the 21-yard line as Petty had it pop out of his hands. A loss of 4 on the play.
Number 69,
and it brings up a 4th and 14.
Making contact, knocking the ball free. Ball's recovered by Pittsfield.
And the Saukees will punt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 guys. That's what you need to punt right here. Of course, they have hook still on the line.
I was going to say, we're not punting right now.
They're not punting. But they are calling a timeout. And we will pause as well. 10:36 to play. It's 44-12. Olympia has the advantage on top of the Saukees. We'll see what they do when we come back.
Time to be thinking about tax planning. You can count on Illinois FBFM for accounting, consulting, and tax preparation for farmers and businesses in Pike, Brown, and Adams County. Phone 217-593-7233. That's 593-7233. Illinois FBFM can take care of your farm accounting needs. Get your accounts in order for this tax season. Contact Jesse Shootman, Emily Matthews, and Brad Wellman. Illinois FBFM in Camp Point, working for you.
10:36 left. It's 44-12 Olympia on the Trucks scoreboard. Saukees appeared to be going for it. 4th and 14 from their own 21-yard line, down 44-12. And let's see what they come out of the timeout with here.
They're going for it.
Yep, 2 receivers to the right. Archer's in the slot. Moore and Jackson on this side. The wide man at the top of your screen is Leonard. Petty's back to pass. He's got all kinds of pressure. Setting up the screen for McKee. McKee cuts back to the middle of the field. On his feet, spun forward, gets across the 35, out to the 37. A gain on the play of 7 yards and a turnover on downs. Hang on, I'll be able to tell you who made the tackle.
And force the turnover on downs. 1st and 10, Olympia.
Here come the Spartans. They'll have the ball at their own opponent's 28-yard line, I should say. With 10:28 left. Saukees ran a drive there that lasted 1 minute and 9 seconds. And here comes a new quarterback in the game, and Ian Tackett. We saw Tackett earlier tonight, the sophomore.
He's run a couple of plays on the evening.
So you see no Keedy, no Sitton, no Lawler, no Mortimer, no Litweiler. It's the second group. Saukees look like they've got everybody up on the box. Tackett, going around the option. Pitches it outside. Gets a nice block out there. Ball carrier this time is Cohen Alexander, a sophomore.
Number 22, Cohen Alexander.
Cohen takes the ball to the 25, a gain of 3 on the play.
Number 2,
brings up a
Tackett.
2nd and 7. So getting some of the sophomores out there with 10 minutes to play is Olympia. Second and 7. Ball resting right at the 25-yard line. Tackett. Puts a man in motion. Takes the snap. Going to keep it himself along the right-hand side. He finds a little seam. And he's going to be ridden down inside the 20 to about the 19-yard line. A gain of 6 on the play. And brings up a 3rd and 1. Nice little quick burst of speed by Tackett. T-A-C-K-E-T-T.
Brings up 3rd and short for Olympia.
Tackett, 5'7", 130 pounds, and a sophomore. On this team, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seniors. They honored them tonight on senior night. Here it's 3rd and 1 for Olympia, trying to pick up a fresh set of downs. Up 44-12. Here in the 4th. Tackett puts a man in motion. He will hand it off up the gut. Appear to have the first down.
Yeah.
Trying to see who the ball carrier was. Coming off the pile that time was Jack Pagel.
Number 20, Jack Pagel.
Pagel down to the 16-yard line, gain 3.
For Spartan first
and
down.
a 1st and 10 for the Spartans. $8:43 left. Olympia breaks the huddle. 5 seconds on the play clock. They got to hurry a little bit here. I'm not sure they'll get a play off. They might have to take a timeout, but instead they'll get the play off. Tackett goes back. He's looking for a hook at that little cut through there. Found a nice little seam, and he gets down near the 10-yard line. I like the way this kid runs. Down to the 10, a gain of 6. Brings up a 2nd and 4.
Tackett with the ball once more.
Tell you what, he might be 130 pounds, but he's a fearless 130.
Good first down run.
Brings up a 2nd down and 4.
2nd and 4 to go for the Spartans.
Huh? Give him a little more progress than I thought. Or did I just write it down wrong? I said 6, just wrote it down as 4. Now they're going to bring
4 to go.
Cade Lawler back in to play fullback for a second because old Pagel's helmet came off. Now they're going to have to be quick to the line, but not quick enough. They're going to have to call the timeout so they do not get a penalty here. Timeout on the field. 7:36 left in this contest. It's Olympia on top of the Saukees, 44-12.
Are you short on time or budget, but your family is hungry? It's time for the Maya Authentic Mexican Restaurant in Pittsfield. Try the Maya Special, a crowd favorite. Delicious grilled fajitas, steaks, nachos Mexicano, salads in the tortilla bowl, the tastiest salsa and cheese sauce around, and the fastest service anywhere. You can afford it. It's the Maya Mexican Restaurant on Washington Street. Call ahead with your order and you can pick it up in the drive-thru, 217-285-4526. The Maya Restaurant in Pittsfield. Welcome to Westtown Ford, serving Central and West Central Illinois. When you're shopping for a new vehicle, we believe you need a comfortable ambiance, dynamic selection of vehicles, competitive options for financing, and high-quality service to feel confident and stress-free throughout the car buying process. At Westtown Ford, you will find just that, a great selection of Ford models and a team that will make the process as smooth as possible. Westtown Ford Lincoln in Jacksonville, just 30 minutes away from high prices.
Out of the timeout, 7:36 left. 2nd and 4. Uh-oh, here's a bad pitch now, and man will go back in the backfield and pick it up. It's Cohen Alexander. Alexander trying to make something positive out of it. He'll be taken down near the 15-yard line. A loss of 5 on the play.
Number 22, Cohen Alexander, picks the ball up off the field.
So a loss here of 5 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 9.
Turns a big loss into...
Could have been worse.
Just a minor loss there. 3rd down for the Spartans.
3rd down and 9 yards to go here for Olympia. They have their second group in right here, including the sophomore quarterback Ian Tackett.
They've been moving the ball.
He calls everybody set, puts a man in motion. He's going to keep it himself on the designed run on the right-hand side, breaks a tackle, still on his feet, and is ridden down out of bounds, this time by Aiden Poore. Poore takes him down near the 10, so a gain of 5. Gain those 5 yards back they just lost a moment ago, and it'll bring up a 4th down and 4.
Tackett carrying the ball once more.
So a 4th and 4 with 6:25 and counting. They say they kept them in bounds, so they do not stop the clock.
It's a good call by the referees.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Here comes Tackett to the huddle for the sideline. You're going to have to hurry again here. Tell you what, I've been impressed how quickly they can get set, though. Been in the waning seconds of the play clock a couple of times. It's a man in motion, takes the snap. Keeps it himself as the quarterback. Breaks outside, and he scores. Touchdown, Tackett. Tackett on the 10-yard run. And makes it 50.
Number 2, quarterback Ian Tackett takes it in for another Olympia touchdown.
The sophomore Tackett from 10 yards out on the little read option. Nothing fancy about the offensive style, but it put up 60 points last week and 50 this week so far.
They're going to attempt to kick again here.
Here's George of the Jungle Martin to kick this one. It's a good snap. The hold is down. The kick is long enough. It is high enough. It is good enough for a point for George Martin. An extra point. 51-12. The advantage for Olympia. 5:51 left.
For nearly 40 years, the Niebuhr Funeral Home has been serving our area with professionalism and compassion. This is our business, our hometown. You can be assured we take great personal pride in serving your family in your time of loss. We're locally owned. We're your friends and neighbors. We care about you and your family. Niebuhr Funeral Home, with locations in Pittsfield and Barry, serving our community with compassion and respect.
Here at Mountain Dew, it's easy to tell who really loves the outdoors. For one thing, there's the rack on your car and the hitch on the back of your truck. There's your garage full of toys, from dirt bikes to wakeboards. And there's your cooler full of Mountain Dew. Always at the ready. Because when it's time to get out there, climb into your deer stand or your fishing boat, a cooler of ice-cold Mountain Dew, that's as important a piece of outdoor gear as your spinning rod or your four-wheeler. Mountain Dew. Get out and do.
$5:51 left. It is a 51-12 advantage.
Turning the lights off on the people in the next room because for some reason this light switch turns off their lights.
Throw them out of the press box. Toss them out of here.
Don't threaten me with a good time, right?
Yikes. 51-12, the advantage for the Spartans. They could have gone for 2 there, and it would have made it a 40-point game had they gotten it, but they went for 1. 39-point game. Bold move, Cotton. Bold move. Saukees will be in the kick return formation. They're going to drop the 0-2 on the year, head into homecoming week with Williamsville next week. And here's George Martin. Puts his boot into this one. Kicks it over to Matthew Edwards at around the 11. He's got it at the 20, looks for a block, cuts it back up at the 30. Spun around there, still on his feet as he breaks out a little scrum and gets it up near the 41-yard line, and that's where the Saukees will start 1st and 10 at their own 41. A little return by Edwards with 5:42 left.
Gives them decent field position.
And let's see what they're going to come out with here. See Edwards in the backfield now. The first time tonight. He stands behind Petty. Two receivers to either side. Petty will hand it off to Edwards. Running to the right. Gets a gain up near the 44-yard line. Looks like they do have some second-string guys in for the Saukees on the offensive side. See Reinhardt, Archer out there along with Shaw.
Still Petty quarterback.
Petty still quarterback. Gain of 2 on the play. Brings up a 2nd down and 8. Poor and Moore out there as well. 2nd and 8 here. Petty will hand the ball off to Edwards. Edwards will put his head down. Gain up near the 44. A 1-yard pickup, and this brings up a 3rd down and 7. There's just under 5 minutes left in this one. 3rd and 7 here. Petty's in the gun. What's that Cardinal score, John? You checked it lately? It was 2-0 earlier.
I haven't looked at that one. I've been worried about our own.
Petty is back to pass. He has it completed on the right-hand side. Looks to be Poor on the catch. Poor will be taken down near the 48 in the 1st and 10. So Poor on the reception there. Give him a gain of 12 on the play.
First down.
And a 1st and 10 to the 48. The senior with his first grab of this contest. And a 1st and 10 from their opponent's 48 now. Clock keeps moving. Just over 4 to play. Petty in the gun. Puts Moore in motion. He'll hand it off to the running back. That's Lane Foster. Foster spins forward. Inside the 45, down to the 44-yard line. A gain of 4 by Lane Foster and a 2nd and 6. He's a sophomore, is Foster. Saki's sophomore or JV squad played 5 minutes at Athens the other night before the storm came. They won't play this week, so it'll be a week from Monday at Williamsville before they see any kind of real game action. Kind of a shame. Tough to get reps in and stay fresh and motivated. Petty's in the gun. He'll hand it off again to Foster. Foster trying to run up the gut. Not much there this time. A gain of a yard. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 5.
Number 5, Cade Lawler making the tackle for the Spartans.
3:15 left. 3rd and 5 here. Everybody looks at their wrist to see what the play call is going to be. Petty in the gun. Says something to Edwards in the backfield. Puts a man in motion. Give it to Edwards on the right-hand side. Runs into the back of his own man, then cuts back toward the middle of the field and has a first down. To the 36-yard line, a gain of 7 and a first and 10.
Number 55, Cole Bauer, in on that tackle for Olympia.
First and 10 for Pittsfield with 2:38 left. Second group moving the ball down the field a bit here. Trips left now. Single man to the right. Javen Petty in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Hands it off to Edwards. Edwards is stood up. Now keeps his legs moving though. And gets forward progress to the 32. Gain of 4. Second and 6.
Number 51, Bryson Wilson.
Edwards did a good job of bouncing off the first tackler and continuing to move upfield. Foster back into the game now as Edwards will go out.
2 minutes left in this one. Kind of a hazy night here at Olympia High. Their Spartans are going to be 2-0 on the year. Check to see who they have next week. Here's Petty on a pass to the right-hand side. It is incomplete. Intended receiver that time was
pass falls incomplete.
Poor. Pass was a little bit low. Brings up a 3rd and 6. Stops the clock with 1:48 left. Petty on the gun. 2 receivers wide to either side. Puts more in motion, and a penalty flag flies.
Man on this receiver position went a little early on this side.
Wide on this side.
Ball start is the ball against the Saukees.
Split out a long way. If you don't go on time, it's going to be hard for him to hear the snap.
That's true. 5-yard penalty here. And it brings up a 3rd and 11. Petty in the shotgun.
Stanford Olympia has Athens next week.
All right, well, at Athens.
At Athens.
Challenge. Here's a bad snap. Petty will go back and dive on it. And they let somebody dive on him. You know, once you're down,
they're supposed to be down.
In high school, you can't really usually dive in on them like that, but what do I know? Back to the 46-yard line. That's a loss on the play of 14 yards. And brings up a 4th and 22. Ball back at the 46. They'll go for it here with 1 minute and 11 seconds left. Petty turns and hands it off to Lane Foster. Says, good luck, kid. Foster gains to the 41, a gain of 5 on the play and a turnover on downs. So Olympia will take over, a couple of knees away from finishing this contest. We'll have the Illini Community Hospital postgame show. And the
Spartans take it over on downs.
Edward Jones financial advisor, Derek Harris, player of the game, coming up here in just a few moments.
At that point, the voice of God will finally go away, speaking right above us. Very, very loudly.
I hope figuratively, of course.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, the PA that's
and we're going
overpowering everyone.
I would think to see a
couple kneel downs.
Couple knees or a couple of simple runs.
They're
tight. We wait and see.
In tight, I would say you're going to be a kneel down.
Victory formation for Olympia. They like to see this here. He takes a knee. And we'll have one more of those, it appears. Bottom of this one's going to be a 51-12 win for the Olympia Spartans. They're going to be the 2-0. They've got Athens on the road next week. Pittsfield is going to drop to 0-2. They've got Williamsville at home next week, do the Saukees, and a tough matchup on homecoming. We take you to the Illini Community Hospital postgame show, where since 1942, Illini Community Hospital has been serving our area with high-quality medical care close to home. Learn more about the services offered at IlliniHospital.org. Bottom of this one, Olympia 51, Pittsfield 12. Final stats and player of the game after this.
Illini Community Hospital is committed to providing high-quality specialty care close to home. We are pleased to welcome Dr. William Severino, urologist, and Dr. Mark Mount, ear, nose, and throat physician, to the consulting physician clinic team at the Castile Center. Specialty care is also provided for orthopedics, cardiology, podiatry, obstetrics, oncology, and more. Learn more by visiting IlliniHospital.org or call 217-285-2113, extension 3950 to schedule an appointment.
Press Yours on You would like to wish all the area teams the best of luck this year. If you're looking to get your team shirts or just looking for spirit wear for yourself, remember Press Yours on You. We have over 1,400 square foot of retail space in our shop. Stop by and see us and check out our offerings. Business lets us help you promote your brand. Decoration methods we offer include screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving. Thank you to everyone in our community for the support over the last 16 years. Thank you for supporting local. Press Yours on You, 506 West Wood, Camp Point, Illinois. Helena Agra of Camp Point, Illinois is a proud sponsor of the broadcast of Camp Point Central Football. For all your seed, fertilizer, and ag chemical needs, the experts at Helena Agra, Brian Obert, Dustin Roskamp, are the guys to call. Let them show you the best seed, fertilizer, and ag chemicals to make your farming operation a success. Call 217-593-7761. That's 217-593-7761 for Helena Agra. Helena Agra says, go Panthers!
If your job situation is changing because of layoffs or restructuring, you may have to make several decisions. One important decision may be what to do with your retirement plan. Make sure your retirement stays on track. Derek Harris, your Edward Jones financial advisor, can help. Stop by the office at 1891 Main Street in Quincy, Illinois. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Welcome back on the Illini Community Hospital postgame show. Olympia defeats Pittsfield 51-12. Pittsfield drops to 0-2. Olympia improves to 2-0 on this young season. And here on the Illini Community Hospital postgame show, John has a look at some final stats.
Stanford Olympia finishes the game with 10 first downs. Their leading rusher was the quarterback, Zach Keedy, with 220 yards on 12 carries, 104 yards on 9 carries for Reagan Sitton, 5 yards on 3 carries for Nick Olson, -2 yards on 1 carry for Hunter Martin. That in the first half of play. 20 yards on 5 carries for Cade Lawler, 7 yards on 2 carries for Jack Peggle, -2 yards on 2 carries for Cohen Alexander. And Ian Tackett, the second-string quarterback, sophomore, had 27 yards on 4 carries to total out to 379 yards in rushing on the evening for the Stanford Olympia Spartans. Quarterback Keedy was 1 of 4 passing for 25% for 10 yards. That pass was completed to Cade Lawler in the first half. He also did have an interception in the first half of play. The Spartans did not attempt to pass in the second half of play. They were called for 24 yards and penalties on 4 called penalties on the evening. The Saukees finished the game with 12 first downs. Their leading rusher on the evening was 37 yards from Lane Elliott on 11 carries, 36 yards on 7 carries for Jason McKee, 14 yards on 4 carries for Matthew Edwards, 10 yards on 3 carries for Lane Foster, and quarterback Javen Petty was knocked back for -38 yards on 6 carries to total out to 120 rushing yards. Petty was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 17 for 24, passing for 130 yards. Those passes were completed 45 yards on 8 catches for Jeremiah Jackson, 26 yards on 4 receptions for Connor Allen, 20 yards on 3 catches for Eli Leonard, 2 yards on 1 catch for McKelvey Moore, and 12 yards on 1 reception for Aiden Poore in the ballgame. Also, Justin Pinnock, 25 yards on 3 catches for the 130 passing yards, 120 rushing yards, 130 passing yards, 250 total yards of offense for the Saukees on the night. They were called for 40 yards in penalties on 6 called penalties on the evening.
Time and anywhere play of the game presented by Edward Jones financial advisor Derek Harris. Financial investments are important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, parents, teachers, and mentors. Derek Harris, your Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this. That's why Derek Harris is a proud sponsor of the player of the game on Central Illinois Sports. And how about the quarterback Keedy tonight for the Spartans? He was an impressive one, John.
Keedy with 220 yards passing, 220 yards rushing on 12 runs on the evening. He also had, 4 4 touchdowns on the evening. Touchdown runs of 59, 60, 1, and 73 yards on night. The big plays were really what killed the Saukees on the evening, most of those coming from Keedy.
Olympia improves to 2-0 on the season. Pittsfield drops to 0-2. They'll be back at Glen C. Smithfield next week to welcome Williamsville on homecoming as the Spartans travel to Athens on Friday night. That's going to do it for Justin Poore and John Hull here. I'm Charlie Hull. Thanking you for joining us this evening for high school football action. Find them on this one, Olympia 51, Pittsfield 12, and other Central Illinois sports.